Oh, or else we'll all be burned out toaster ovens. Supposed to be
Right.
recording. I don't know when did it say it yet? Did it say it? There it is.
It did say. Hey, it's great when you say your last line of the show, this thing cuts yourself off. So from now on, say your last line of the show. Do
then
a
wait.
fake freeze. Do the, and then it'll stop.
Yeah.
Fake freeze, stop. But don't hit
Whoa,
stop until we do the
everybody.
fake freeze.
Awestruck Comedies podcast. I got notes. Me and Rob did the show like 5 times this week. Like I kept calling him, like, you believe this fucking interview? I got,
Mark's
I got,
coming in hot.
I got
Coming in hot.
wizards. I got notes. Oh my God. Oh man. So okay. We all know, we all know that an eventual goal of mine and yours is that we become big enough in this 30 to 60 view podcast that we can come big enough that we can do better panel hosting than John Suntress to Word Balloon. We can jump right into it. That X-Men panel was a train wreck, and he asked questions that were wrong. He misquoted stuff. It was just a
He,
nightmare. He's a
yeah.
nightmare.
To
I
look
know him.
cool in front of his friends, he had to make fun of other people. Like, isn't
So
comicking
dumb.
about not being a bully?
There in the news this week, we'll jump into it. In the news, I feel that there's a couple things that are collaborative. For example, like even just briefly, compact editions just being like people adopting that and using that. There's a couple other things that are happening in the industry that are like that. Yes, do that. Here's the success. Let's replicate the success, and that's can only help that other piece. That's it. That's what we
Yeah.
would talk about. Our show basically is not a vitriol show like the majority of these shows. Our show is a celebration of comics, all the geeky stuff that we like, and some of it's fact checking, but that's just kind of in continuity and retro continuity and creator stuff. We'll jump right into it. But I had to call you in, as I was this week. I was driving and I was like, oh my God, this one. So Terrificon had a panel of what was it called? Just an X-Men writers of
Yeah,
X-Men,
just
which was like a weird. Even that, it's like not even. Louise Simonson never wrote X-Men. I guess Fabian did, but I feel like Fabian was, well, I guess Fabian did.
no, he took over when Jim Lee left,
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
right?
yeah, that's right. I guess because who wrote I'm trying to think when, and then Lobdell. I'm trying to think like exactly
Lobdell,
like the timeline of who did what.
yeah,
But
Lobdell
let
did
me,
Uncanny.
let me share the stuff. But um, and I feel like the only person that could really clear this up, Bob Harris is still alive, correct? The only person that can clear
Yes,
this up, I think, is Bob Harris. But I also think there's something in the story that Fabian says, which I think is correct, is that editors become conveniently forgetful because they have to be
on everyone's side.
everyone's side. Correct. That's the perfect analogy. Um, I wrote something about rather than have like any type of like stolen valor, stolen like creativity valor, if that makes sense, just say what you're most proud of that is yours, not potentially piggybacking from something else. Okay. So I wrote
Right.
this. I said, I was fortunate enough to be requested to script New Mutants slash I was or X
This
Force
is
or
this is Fabian.
for anyone. Well, even for Weezie,
Right.
even for Louis Simonson. Um, at the time so you could be Fabian for Deadpool, right? He could say this. I was
Well,
fortunate enough to be requested to script New Mutants at the time from an exiting writer, Weezie. And I lucked out with Deadpool being in that. And because of the way the Marvel commission structure is and royalty structure is, I don't know, make a joke. Say I bought a boat. You know what I mean? Deadpool gave me a boat
um, he,
or more.
Fabian used to say that
That's
when
funny.
Wizard was doing an article. Wizard goes, "Oh, is this the house that X Force built?" He's
Yes,
like,
sure.
"No." He goes, "No, this is the house that Rob Liefeld built."
Okay. Well,
Direct credit.
yeah.
This is true. That's true. New
And
Warriors
it's
didn't build that house.
New Word, right. You could say, but then you can go into that and say, my by the way the creative guidelines work, royalties are, XXX like but you want to I would still plug you should still plug yourself and be like this. This interview I think looked horrible for Fabian. He just kept throwing himself under the bus. He literally says he would give a full plot to Steve Scroach. Steve Scroach would give it back to him when he scripted the Gambit series
For Gambit, right? The
for
ongoing
Gambit,
series.
and then he'd be like, "Oh wow." He's like, "Well, I guess if the first and last page are kind of close to what I want, I'll leave it alone. I'm not going to do anything." And then he said it got really difficult in issue 12, 13 when other people had to draw it because They asked him for a script. Whoa, you know what I mean? Like
He
he
and
made
yet
himself look really bad. I was like, ugh, like that's the Ed Piskor thing. He was always a jobber, and like there's like proof
and it
positive of him stating
and
it.
it lines up because when Steve Gross left the book, my interest left the book too.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Why? Because it went to Yannick Paquette, and it just went to that went to if you had a stronger, uh, creative vision. Because I want to say in the issues of Cable, the first like 12, we'll get into it. The first 10 issues of Cable, are they like kind of loosely plotted by Liefeld through, sort of, or not really, or outline
The
externals
the
and
I think they're Liefeld ideas.
yeah.
Liefeld fully plotted the Cable 2 miniseries, Blood and Metal.
Mhm.
Liefeld plots really written and a whole lot extra stuff. So
Yeah.
what they didn't fit into those 2 issue miniseries, I'm sure they used as fodder for the ongoing
Was it supposed to be four? It's in this. It's in Marvel Age that it was supposed to be 4 issue series. I
four
don't know.
issue miniseries, probably,
And then I
probably.
guess they just like they double sized and did the Blood and Metal. And we don't know, we do know or we don't know if JRJRs were drawings over top of. I think the kayfabe guys said that was there was layouts for that, secret layouts for that. Is that
I
true? We
don't
don't know.
know.
Yeah,
I can find out.
I've
I
never
can
seen
ask.
that.
I
Yeah.
know the plot's super detailed. It's a really detailed plot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so basically, here's the thing: is that unfortunately, you have three people with three very, very different memories of things. First off, and I think Claremont is just really old and just forgetting a lot of stuff because he contradicted his own stuff a couple times. I think that he should just say, I wrote my story. And he did it a couple times. He says, I wrote my story and that's my story and that's it. What happens after? Because they could go into it. The easiest thing to do is like, hey, do you ever go back and read stuff? Fabian says, after New Warriors, I went back and reread Evan Skolnick, which is one of his friends who was the editor at the time. I went back to read his run, but he couldn't right after. I get that. It's like an ex-girlfriend thing. That's what they always say, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever. I think Weezie's right on, it's literally like straight up comic book Rashomon. It's like everyone has their own point of view. The only people who really know, I think, is probably the editor. So, but basically, yes, Huntress has to do a weirdo side jab because Huntress created what? Fuck you. He says Rob Liefeld being such a diminutive, quiet flower that he is. Get out of here. Um, so he basically gives like the only question he had really, and then he kept asking Claremont, who's not going to read Elsewhen. He asked Claremont like twice, and he called it like Elsewhere or something like that. Okay, so
Right.
you
Right.
know, and then we'll get into it. Then Weezy said that's kind of great that Byrne just did that in retirement, and then fucking Fabian's like, yeah, but I'm not reading. It's stupid, and what a douchey shit thing to do. And I'm like, God, fuck you, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's such a weird.
Because nobody wants to read New Warriors elsewhere. Like
Well,
what
yeah,
has
and then he made a joke about like a Super Bro. I'm like, yeah, actually, if you wrote a fucking Super Bros story right now, I would be interested in seeing that. You know what I mean?
uh,
Like, so don't say that.
listen, how often was Rom the butt of the joke through the 90s and 2000s? And guess what? Rom's kind of hot again. People enjoy it. I don't know if it's hot, but people like it. Old garbage can become something fun in the future.
All the Romnibuses, they didn't do that for whatever reason.
Right.
They
Whatever.
they Rom one, I think on this one went to second printing, and the Epic collection sell very well. So just whatever,
Right. So
Micronauts, same
Super
thing.
Pro, we're not talking ongoing series, but a Super Pro one shot, something interesting there.
Yeah,
I
I don't think they
think
do it. I don't think
I
the
think
NFL.
Simon Furman had a comic where he wanted to take Marvel non-properties, like a
Mhm.
couple characters from Super Pro, Circuit Breaker, I forget the other people in it, and make like a superhero team out of it. And I'm like,
That's interesting.
I would have checked that book out. Circuit Breaker, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who was in. I just saw something on Instagram about the Great Lakes Avengers show that didn't happen, or what, or the New Warriors show,
The new
right? Topical,
the New Warriors, yes,
right? But basically, it was kind of just the
but
Great
not
Lakes Avengers, sort of. You know what I mean?
not his New Warriors.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. But an actor like posted a bunch of videos and a bunch of pictures of Squirrel Girl and like pictures I've
Yeah,
never seen.
Melania Vantrub is
Ugh,
like super
yeah,
popular.
she's hot. So, but anyway, so here we go. So basically, the and I think Fabian says it right here. The difference between how the editor hat remembers things and how my writer hat remembers it. Writers artists remember things differently. Editors claim to not remember anything because they never want to take a side. That's good. Correct. Um, so this is a little. I think this is actually right. Okay, so this is Weezie talking about her creation of Cable. Uh, Let me see. I'm trying to see what Professor X not going to be wearing. Da da da. That was my idea. I didn't have to. I didn't have a name for this guy. I think I called him Commander X as a placeholder. That's correct, but I don't think because I think
I
Bob
think
Harris suggested to both of them,
I think Bob Harris suggested to both of them
we need a
we
leader
need
that's not Magneto or Professor X.
right. I think it said we. I don't even think he said that. I think he said we need a new leader.
Mhm.
I think Bob Harris left it at that. Rob
Right.
Liefeld goes and creates everything. I think he comes in with Cable, all the ideas, and the name. He had a backup name of Cybrid, but he preferred Cable.
I got the picture of that. Yeah, I got the picture that comes up.
And when she sees that, she's like, "Oh, Commander X," which is terrible,
Mhm. Right.
terrible. Let me say it again, terrible. But Bob Harris wanted to call him Quint, like
Quentin.
Jaws Quint.
Yeah,
It's in.
in one of the interviews here that I have, it says
Okay, all right.
Quentin. Yeah. So I mean, basically, it comes. So the argument is, and we even had this, and we really couldn't come up with it either, is that who connected Nate Summers or who connected?
Do you want the answer?
Yeah.
The answer is when Liefeld created Cable, he gave him three origins.
Mhm.
He goes, I don't care which one you pick, but it's got to be one of these three. And it's Cannonball, it's Nate, and it's a third one he didn't get back to me on. I
Cannonball
think
older,
he
which
he
I get
started
into.
going he started going in the Cannonball direction.
Mhm. Yep.
And I think as the story went on, I think he changed it. Maybe Bob Harris liked it. I think everyone came to the idea that him being a Summers was better. Maybe it surprised him, maybe it didn't. Can't tell for sure. But that was definitely his idea, one of his three ideas.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Nate thing is a complete coincidence. I think it's a coincidence. I don't know. We'll see.
He
Well,
he
this is what
he
I'm saying.
did name him Nate from the get go. Like 89 is the first time he's called Nate. That's
Right.
hella early. That's way before X Factor 68.
64. Yeah, I have it in here. So there's one part in here where it says, where basically Wheezie says that, she gets the thing and I have in one of these in here. So in this Wizard magazine, um, let's see. When I was brought in to New Mutants, this is from Receipts, everybody. June 92. So Rob Liefeld interview, and it says, when I was brought in on New Mutants, Bob said, let's do some new stuff. I wish I had recorded. Wish I recorded it. I wish I had this recorded. Bob said to me, I want to bring in a new central figure, make him a teacher for the mutants, give him for New Mutants, give him maybe a bionic eye. So boom, co-creation, Bob Harris. So this is
Yep.
Rob Liefeld saying, give him a bionic eye. Boom, bionic eye. I took that and sent him four sketches, incorporating a bionic arm, eye, everything. Let's call him Quentin. That's what Bob said. I said, yuck. I had already put Cable down as his name on the sketches. Then in Louise's plot, after being told his name was Cable, he was called Commander X throughout. I said, well, I guess in her scripting, I said, if this guy's called Commander X, I want nothing to do with it. That seemed ridiculous to me. So this is really close to, and again, this cover here is kind of interesting because this can't be done. This couldn't be done after this ever. You're not allowed to have like two different, you couldn't have a Marvel and an Image character together. This was probably completely unauthorized. You tell me about this. You know this. There's a story behind this, right? He got in trouble for this.
No, yeah, he didn't get in trouble for it. Marvel called up Wizard last minute and it's like, listen, you can use it for the cover, but don't use it for a poster. And Wizard's like, okay.
So they made
And
a
to
terrible fucking poster. They made a terrible zoomed
Mark
in
Bagley,
Spider-Man poster, which is a trading card. You can tell by the dimensions and his signature size, it's a trading card, and it doesn't look good.
no, terrible. One
So
of
I
the
would
worst.
much rather had
Now,
that poster.
on Heritage Auctions, you can get a really nice scan of that original art.
Oh
And
yeah,
and you know me, if that original art's on Heritage Auctions, that's high res. That's printable. You can print a cover off of that, and maybe color them like Colonel Bravo. I don't know. That's what I would do. That's what I
yeah.
would do. So
So
like I was saying earlier, Liefeld did come in with three ideas. By the way, Cable, he had a Cable-like character set up for Alpha Flight. Had he done Alpha Flight, which was the
mm,
book he was offered before New Mutants. So he always had that type of character there. But I think the point is, I think what happened is he had three different origins for Cable. I think he was kind of going to let to see where the story goes and see how that story dictates the decision. And maybe Jim Lee and Bob jumped the gun.
Well, I think well, all right, hold on, we'll get into it. So here, I'm just looking at this here. It says Bob told Louise, "I want this character in there." So told Bob Harris if anyone should have a creator credit on cable with me, it should be Bob. It should be Bob Harris. Bob told Louise, "I want this character in there." I can understand that she didn't want the character, but the book was dying when I came on. It was doing 110,000 in sales. Um, at a period where the upper tier books were averaging 200,000 at 70,000, we would have gone direct only. But all right, so let me go. I don't want to get mired in this here. So I do like the fact that I disagree with everyone where they feel like it's too much origin. I disagree with that. Okay, my feeling is that Bob Harris, I think it could have been just conversations across, but Claremont doesn't even fucking remember. He scripted the plots from Jim Lee and Portaccio of send Nate to the future. He forgets that he scripted that shit. You know what I mean? That's what I think is also really funny. So, but I do like the that she says something here. I thought the design was really cool, particularly at the time in the era Cable showed up, did his thing, and after I left, they actually made him Cyclops' baby son all grown up in the future, which I thought was brilliant, and I wish I had thought of that. That's all you should say. That's pretty great. Say that. That's a good thing.
Right.
Baby
Right.
Nicieza disagrees and says, I hated that. And I feel like she said something about Jim and Wills, right? But this is saying that he said that, but I'm not sure if that's true. That wasn't even us coming up with that. That was Jim and Wills, and Bob Harris bought into it. And we kind of got stuck with it, although we didn't want it. It automatically complicates in a way for the character that's already complicated and added further entanglements. Cables, if you will. So funny, Fabian, you fucking idiot.
See,
Um, that really made it harder to define who he is. Now, that's also confusing because Fabian wrote the first like 20 issues until Jeff Loeb came on to Cable and fleshed out a lot of what will I have upcoming here.
what I think Liefeld was never going to tell that origin for years. That was the Liefeld plan because at that point Wolverine's origin hadn't been told yet, and he hates that Wolverine's origin was never told. He was
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
mystery character is better. So his idea with Cable was to keep it a mystery. And what Bob says, what's right that DCS says is it complicated things, not overall, but you made that connection before the Strife thing happened. Like,
Mm,
wouldn't have the Strife reveal have been better if A, we didn't know it was Nathan's kid, and two, or if you didn't know Nathan was Cyclops' kid, and two, Chris Claremont tried to steal Thunder by making Ahab Cyclops or Cable. Remember that stupid annual where Ahab's like see something you recognize, and Ahab's got a missing eye, and Cable and their heads are like
right.
similarly shaped.
Yeah.
Like Claremont literally tried to steal Cable's origin from under Liefeld. The
Big
balls on
scissors.
Claremont to do that. Um, so yeah, well, what Fabian's saying is it's not that that origin would have convoluted things overall. It's just Liefeld didn't want that revealed then because the whole Strife thing was a big enough deal.
Yeah, it's just crazy that like the Jim Lee and Will stuff was happening at the same time. That's where it's real confusing. So,
I don't know
so
why
here,
they wanted to. I don't know why they wanted to get involved. I mean, I know Jim Lee was a little jealous because Jim Lee didn't
no,
have a character
I,
popping yet.
I truly believe that Jim Lee and Wills were like about like let's make all of these really melded together because that was like because that basic stuff was after Extinction Agenda. I think Extinction Agenda was really fun. I think for Jim to like look at all the stuff and like, man, I'm playing with extra toys. These other toys are pretty fucking cool because his Cable's great. He had to completely
He,
love drawing Cable.
he draws a good
Fucking
Cable.
awesome.
Very true.
Yes. So
It's the
I
mutants
feel like
training time.
because after that, then Wills took over because it was after that, then Wills took over X Factor, and basically Jim Lee was plotting that with Claremont. And that's probably why, maybe Claremont, like you said, was basically getting a little bit desperate. So and this is a 2001 post that it was probably on CBR, right? Because that's where Rob's observation column was at CBR at the time or something. So this is Rob's his history of Wolverine. So this goes into this thing. So this page, which is again, this is almost like Maz Kanata mystery box shit. It's like that's a story for another day. This is stuff that's like I'm peppering things in here, and I remember this. It's peppering
Yeah.
things in here that could be something. I don't think I really don't think that. Well, I'll show you. Here we go. So Cable was always supposed to be. Wait, let me go back to 2000 and where am I? 2000, where is it? Shit. Um, 2001. So it's 2001. So I got the 93 where he says Bob Harris. Okay, Bob Harris, one of the one of that cybernetic guy. So this is him saying in 2001, his history with Wolverine, his romance with Deadpool, safe houses, future technology, and then now telekinetic abilities, an X-Force #1. So I imagine my surprise when I received a call from Bob Harris informing me that he, Jim Lee, and Will Spartacio had crafted a story that would reveal Cable was his son of Scott Summers and Madeline Pryor. I politely protested and asked Bob repeatedly to reconsider. So that again, I do not. This is correct. I feel like baby, and I feel like this is correct. I politely protested and asked Bob repeatedly to reconsider. So I felt the decision would be damaging to the character in the long run. It became very clear my protest would go unheeded, and I reminded myself that Cable was not my character. He belonged to Marvel. I needed to accept that and make the best of a frustrating situation. I chose to never address the issue in that and make the best of a frustrating situation. I chose to never, oh, okay. I invested and continued to work hard to create an element of intrigue around Cable, even though it seemed futile. The mystery surrounding Cable's true identity evaporated without my consultation. Okay. So, and then 2011, this is when it goes back to what think if I felt that it was hinted right here, this is saying it here. Cable was always supposed to be Sam Guthrie from the future to come back and train himself and lead the war that's coming. And Bob Harris called me one day and said, "Oh, he's Scott and Jean's kid. It's done. It's actually in a Jim's issue. We established it." So you go, okay, not my character, can't do anything about it. So that's close, but I came real close. And Cannonball gets killed, and Cable, because Cannonball gets killed, but he's an external. Do I have that right? Is that my brain doing that right or no?
He lives because he's an external. This is the first time he's been killed.
Got it. Okay. You find out Cannonball regenerates. It's kind of the beginning of that story, but went right off the cliff because he's a Summers kid. I was like, wait, Scott's son is older than him and back talking him. We didn't establish that for 2 years, but now, okay, you got to deal with that stuff. I'm a paid worker here. It's not my character. So that's this. So, so I feel that Bob, I feel like it, I feel like it's not wrong because I think the story this week is all Rob saying Jim has nothing to do with anything, which I don't think is true. I think I think Bob Harris is probably more integral with him
Yeah,
being a Summers, you know.
I think it goes back to these are my three options. I think that was like the least interesting option to him.
I
And
disagree. I don't think there's three options. I think
well, no, I've heard the three
that's
options.
new.
That's not new. I've heard that years ago. I heard that like Baltimore, like
Yeah, but I'm
2000,
saying that's
2005.
not that's 2000. That's between 2011. It's after 2011. I feel like listen, the more we tell stories, the more like it's I feel like you make your own narrative. Stanley's the best one at it. He's the best. That's correct. Even Jack to a certain point.
What's
It's
funny is
all the continuity.
he's not even bringing up that lately. Like he told me that story one of the, like, probably the second or third time I met him
Okay,
20
so
years ago in Baltimore.
question, here's a straight question, yes or no. So you do you think that so he never wanted him to be Summers?
I think it was the option that least interested him, but I think it's still his idea.
I don't
I
think it's
just
he's
think
saying he vehemently denies the idea. I hate the idea. I protest the idea. That would mean that it's
I
not his
think it's
idea.
his least favorite idea.
I don't think he
Listen,
ever
you
gave
could
the idea. I
I
think
know.
the idea I'm not saying Jim Lee gave the idea. I think Bob Harris, it's probably Bob Harris's idea. So anyway,
I don't know. I
we
think he
don't
just
know.
didn't want
This is the comic book stuff, man. This
I
is the
think he
comic book
didn't want
stuff that we don't know.
I know. I think he didn't want the story told. I think he didn't want the story told while he was telling his story. It's like don't mess with my book. Like don't tell my character's origin not in my book. Leave that to me.
Well,
That's what
what's
I'm saying.
crazy is I love this story. I love this. I love the Scotty. Like think about how much continuity stuff happened, and I think it's a total Bob Harris thing. I think all this crazy techno. I think all this stuff just kind of happened because everything was doing the same thing. I feel like it's okay. It could just be this like kind of mishmash because look at this. Look at how fucking good. Look at how good like early Capullo was, man. God damn it. This is the
I
best
know.
Capullo, dude.
I loved all this stuff.
God damn. But this makes sense where he says all of this together, which Fabian wrote this fucking issue. That's what I think's crazy. Like he forgets. Like you forget you didn't write this. Like who told you to write this? Like who told you to write this to allude that Strife is like is it
Yeah,
Strife's memories?
but didn't DCS try to like make Cable the clone and Strife the original? think they tried to pull that
They try to
garbage
do
too.
that, but I feel like that's you know what's so funny? I tried to look up because we're talking about who created what. Like when we were on the phone the other day. What did Nisi create? Really, what did he create? He created Copycat, which is actually hilarious, right? Because Copycat,
No.
or he did well. It's in that he created it on the online, but like
Oh,
that's
Liefeld. Bro, no, Liefeld's copycat. It's Liefeld.
it's just funny that that's like one of the top ones. Like his creations, like Copycat. I'm like, okay, well.
I mean, he
That's
created
still another
copycat like
character. He created
he.
Paige Guthrie. Guess what? It's still Guthrie, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's you created a sister.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Like, that's not really a creation, in my opinion. And even then, I'm not sure if that's true either, because I feel like that's probably a sketchbook character. Like, just make her a Guthrie. That's probably another Bob Harris shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
yeah.
But
The
like,
Guthries they did try to build the Guthries up to be another Summers. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
one could fly too. Wasn't there like a one had like red wings?
Yeah. So Cable Six is supposedly like I was trying to figure out this I went on so CBR had an article a couple years ago where someone asked the questions. Brian Cronin, pretty good online journalist. I don't know if he still does this, but it was always like the comic book urban legends type of stuff, comic book legends revealed, and he wrote a book too. But he kind of goes through the stuff that was the Nicieza, Dwayne Turner, Aaron Wiesenfeld stuff, the father and son storyline,
Uh,
which is interesting because I feel like that this could be just again just probably plot threads that are just hanging out there, and he's putting them together. Um, but this is the first. So Cable Six is the first issue of him kind of talking about this, and then I think seven, eight, nine with Aaron Wiesenfeld. Um, and then yeah, he says was it? No, I guess this he says here, accept your destiny. I'm trying to think where it says calls him Dayspring. I think that's the first appearance of Dayspring too. So again, they and then here, yeah, that's so Domino's the first one to say it out loud, which actually connects to Domino's. I know all your secrets, Cable. So and then remember that it's so funny like seeing this stuff because I know we had a whole episode where we talked about Tyler for most of the episode, which is Cable's who's Tyler again?
it's his stepson, but also he's been called his son. So,
Oh my God.
but if you look at X Force One, the flashback to it, he's just a redrawn Cougar.
Yeah.
Cougar, Cougar was going to be Cable's son, which
Again,
is
dude, there's so many. I just feel like there's so many like ideas swirling, and I feel like I can't. It's kind of amazing that they all come and work.
what I want to know.
I like. I mean, if Cable wasn't their son, it's okay. But I really like the what was it? The Further Adventures of Scott and Gene. What was that? The
Yeah,
further
yeah.
like, and then
Cyclops and
Ascani's
Phoenix.
son, like the two
Yeah.
Gene Ha miniseries that Scott Lobdell wrote are kind of great, and they fucking it was in the X-Men 97, like they had a whole episode of that. I was like, wow, that's
Listen,
crazy,
here's
you know?
here's the truth. If Cable was never revealed to be Scott and Madeline's son, no difference to
It
the
still would have been cool.
popularity.
He's still a cool fucking character. He
He's
looks like
still the
that.
coolest
You know what I mean?
character. He
Yeah.
looks like that.
There.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Doo-doo-doo. Trying to grab his penis. But yeah. But I mean again, it's an interesting like this concept. Can you tell me a little more about my mother? It's very interesting because I almost forgot about that because in the television show it's they don't want to fuck around with Madeline in the television in 97. Also, did you watch the finale of 97?
Yeah.
Why introduce the Eternals? That seems interesting to me. Like, why? That seemed a little bit out there for me.
One
Uh,
more. One in the eternal or the external and the celestial. Yo, how much did that celestial scene feel like Megatron and Unicron?
yeah, yeah. The
Definite.
voice reverberation and all that stuff, and how
Yeah.
small they were in front of it. Again, like I kind of don't even give a shit. I didn't cover in the news. I did not grab any X-Men news because I don't. I hate the choice for Professor X. I hate it, and I also think that whoever is in charge of the Marvel
Mark,
like
just because you hate the
reveals.
news doesn't mean we don't cover it.
I hate it. That no, I create it. I'm the producer.
You create the news.
So
I
well,
am the news.
I am the news. I am Unicron. No, I don't like the casting for Professor X, and I just completely hate that Adam Driver. Like I almost feel like knowing all the shit about Adam Driver and how almost difficult he is, that they probably like pitched him Magneto, and he's like, I don't want to do that. And they're like, all right, well then I guess you're Mr. Sinister. He's like, okay, I'll do that. And then he says like a weird alias, and everyone in the audience is like, oh, okay, you're Nathaniel Fairburn. You're like, who the fuck is that guy? Like I don't even know who that is. That's a
Was that his original pre-Essex name? Was didn't he
yeah,
have like
but
a
yes, but like no one fucking knows that. So you say Magneto and goes, whoa, everyone, the whole audience goes, whoa, and then the fucking Wolverine and Deadpool thing again. Just stop it. It's so tired. And if they do show up in the beginning of that movie, like it hurts. It's so cringy. It's so cringe. And just remember, you were out, bro. Hugh Jackman, bro. You were fucking out, and it was peaceful, and it was like it's like Christian Bale and Batman. You know, he's actually like, oh, that's cool. There's other Batman. That's neat. And he's just fucking resolute. He's out there, you know. And then like, I mean, I don't even think he ever commented on Thor. They're like, hey, your Thor thing didn't work. He's like, I don't know. Like he doesn't he just gets around it, you know. But now I'm just like so tired of Hugh Jackman. Like he's like fucking Mick Jagger. Just go away. Speaking of which, I think the Rolling Stones are coming out. They're going to play in like Lincoln Financial Field in like a couple months. So it's like it never ends. It never ends. But okay, so let's get into Old Man Claremont. All right, Old Man Claremont. Okay, and
Let's
this
do
is
it.
why we need to moderate panels because Suntress he asked him twice about X-Men Elsewhere, which is not a real thing.
Right.
I do love. Here's the thing. Claremont has this cool thing where he's like, I don't know, man, I wrote my story. And I do think it's bad because then they go to Q&A, and I've heard this a couple times. They're like, what's your favorite story? He's like, it's all one big story. Shut the fuck up. There has to
What's
be
he say?
highlights.
101 through
That's what he says. He
279.
says
Yeah.
that's what he says. He's like, oh, 101 to 275. It's like, what? No, dude. Like, just give us maybe one thing that you. It's okay. There's no wrong answer, bro. They're your fucking stories. You're the goat. There's no one's going to be like, there's never going to be just in general, there's never going to be that long of a comic book run by a writer. It's not going to happen,
For
right?
a property. For a property.
For a property. It's
For an IP.
the industry is too different. They can't support Dan Slott can't support a fucking Spider-Man miniseries. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't he can't get past five. Remember when he did that? We're like he's begging. That's so weird.
Begging.
He's begging. This should just
I'm
sell
begging,
like no
begging
problem. And
you.
then it didn't. And then they canceled it. That's great. Like, wow. On the other side, DC is like it goes and has some good sales. Like, oh, we'll extend it. That's that's crazy. You
Listen,
know? I mean, it's better
Superman.
than I think they're
I
out. I think
was
they got caught. I think Marvel got caught in the habit of canceling at 10. So I think people just have such low expectations
listen.
on shit.
Spider-Man and Superman, kind of one of the same.
Mm.
Some would say Spider-Man is more popular than Superman. How can Superman have
Well, yes.
Superman action, Superman Unlimited, Absolute Superman,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
Superman Batman, which helps with Batman? Like
Right.
there's 4 to 5 Superman books monthly. Right? Supergirl,
Supergirl. Yep.
we got monthly
Which
Amazing Spider-Man.
I caught up on, by the way. And that last storyline before the Zod storyline was fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
it was.
It was
It
so
was really
good.
good.
Yeah, we might cover that. I might grab a couple pounds from that because I
The super.
that was Sophie Campbell like just killing it.
I
That
caught
was
up with
kind of
Superman
nuts.
Unlimited. I caught up with Superman Unlimited, and I was kind of down on it for an issue or two. I'm like, ugh, Dan Slott, maybe he's just not meant for Superman. And then what I saw what they were doing with Superboy, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Good move,
Mm.
Dan. Good move. I don't know
Well,
if
he
you're caught
loaded
up.
so much. He front loaded so much stuff like off.
He,
He's like, all right, we're going to have a Gorilla City character. It was a pretty big concept. It's like I'm doing Daily Planet all over the fucking planet. Like it was,
I don't. It starts off strong.
yeah,
I think it meandered for an issue or two. Um, I think he rested on his laurels a little bit too much, and then I think he dove back in. And now we're going to get the General Zod stuff, which I'm excited about.
yeah.
Like I said, I'm
You
two
should
issues in.
be. You should be. Now you read. Oh, you read the first two?
Yeah,
Quick question on that. Do you have to read the Joe Casey mini? I heard a review and it said you should.
they've reviewed it pretty well.
The Neil before
Should
Zod.
you read
I
it?
might still
Should you
read
read
it.
it? It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The Super Sons or whatever they're called, also
Yeah.
good.
Right.
But necessary? No, no. They explained it all. She dies. They fight a war. She dies.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Anyway. But yeah, so John Saunders just completely flubs back to this the Chris Claremont
Listen,
panel.
man, it's not his time. And he, first off, Stuntress never even read X Men. He is not an X Men fan. He
Hmm.
was a
Right.
Titans fan. I respect that. But that's your hallway. That's the route you took. You don't know X Men.
Right. Right. So I mean I think the way that he asks these questions. I feel like it's interesting, you know, like we said, his friend and former editor, Nisi has says about New Warriors, didn't read the run for over 10, 15 years. You know, we would get together, our families get together, and he'd be like, hey, did you read my I took over your book. You read my book, and he's like, no. Like, and I get it, you know. And then even Weezie said, like, I don't read other people's work. And after that, oh, so to go back to Weezie, just say, like, they're like, hey, what do you think about this? Or say, you know what? Me and my husband had a great fucking run on X Factor. You can't deny that. And I went to go do some of the best Superman stuff ever.
Yeah,
What's really funny is that what was
she should never
like,
be bitter at Liefeld for getting fired off that book
no,
because
how
she ended
much
up
fucking
on Superman.
Superman money? I mean, I wonder how much money she makes. I guess Superman money is probably better. Like, because they constantly reprint that Superman shit.
Listen, she
That
was never going to write Liefeld's book. Never.
that was my least. You know what's so funny is my least favorite things are my favorite things now. Like I was cringed out at John Bogdanov's like gigantic Superman. Now I love it, and I never cared about Double X. Right? I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't realize it was double X. I didn't realize it was like a DNA. I didn't get it. And then I
Okay.
then all the stuff later when Grummett where they just lean where Kessel and Grummett leaned into this Kirby stuff. I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want Kirby in my fucking Superman.
You're you're
And then
hilarious.
20 years later, I'm like, give me that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, wait, that's
It's
Superboy. Like, I love it when they came back to Superboy later and they leaned so hard into that. They made like Superboy
Mark.
OMAC. I
I
love it.
am exactly the same. The order of
Yeah.
my books is today what my order of my books were then. You
Hmm.
know, Bogandolf, least favorite, still my least favorite. But Grummett, my favorite, still my favorite. Like, I mean, obviously, I love the Jurgens Ordway
I
stuff,
was
but
Jurgen
like,
Stern. I was Jurgen Stern, Gromit, Bogdanov. That was my like main. Stern because Stern and Geis. Um, because that was I thought that Eradicator was a serious situation. Like that was it was interesting. It was
yeah,
science
it
fiction. It was
was interesting
science.
because if you have read, you've been reading through the Triangle. There, Superman starts becoming taken over by the Eradicator at one
Mhm.
point and got
Right.
the Kryptonian costume. All that stuff was like awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I love all that Triangle stuff. It's so good for like a new reader. I do want to get back to it. I want to read Man of Steel from the beginning again, from
Yeah, they're gonna
Byrne.
do some DC Finest stuff. Like I cover that a little bit later. They're doing I think DC revealed like the entire year next year.
Well, there's like five omnibuses of like Man of Steel stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Five, and then two or three of the Triangle, but they're
Two
skipping a
so far.
part,
Yeah.
but they skip stuff in between. There's stuff in between the Triangle and Man of Steel. So they need to get out another Man of Steel or
Well,
two.
they're gonna let. I think they're letting the Finest to do that. I think the Finest is doing that because they're not breaking up Finest.
Don't
You'll see.
don't give up other finish everything.
Yeah.
Do everything in finest
Don't
format.
bring
Do
it up.
everything. Do
I
everything in
was
the
a
omnibus format.
boy, and
And
now
then you know what,
I'm a
Mark? In a
bat.
couple years, give it all to us in compact. I'm not buying compact, but the kids will.
As if it's revenue, I don't give a shit.
No.
So, I think Weezy's got a pretty cool attitude. I think she's a cool lady. You're a cool lady. You're a cool lady, Weezy. But I think yeah, she says like basically, I don't read other people's work after I've taken over mine. Several reasons. One that is after you've done it, you're almost a little tired of it. You don't want to hear it anymore. I get that. And just to talk about sandbox stuff, got it. And then Claremont, I think he's so fucking erudite. I don't know if it's his voice. What is he from? He was from England,
To
right, or
burn?
something?
Yes.
No,
Claremont?
no, no.
Yeah.
Who
No.
was Claremont from? I think Claremont also a Brit?
I think he was born in England, yeah, but then moved here and grew up here.
I think I'm using erudite, right? I'm not sure. My working mantra was always, why should I read it? I mean, I like it. I'm going to be jealous. I don't. If I hate it, it's bad. He just wants to rank it. I feel like he's never read a comic book before, right? Has he ever said?
Yes, he was a comic fan. I forget
Yeah,
what of
I
though.
feel like he's
I
never
did.
fucking read the way he talks. It's like he's never read a goddamn comic book. It's so weird.
Yeah, but
And then they
look
ask
at
him about
look at comic
Wolverine,
books. Oh
and he
yeah,
says
that's
he
interesting.
says he never read. He doesn't care, and that's okay. Like I think that's fine. He has his origin for Wolverine in his head. That's no problem. But I just feel like the way he dismissed it was like, well, that is a good Jenkins story, and there's a lot of stuff that kind of good that came out of it. I still agree that it probably
Yeah,
should
but
never have been
I
done.
think no, he's still mad at Barry Windsor Smith. That's what he's mad at.
Oh, hmm.
So you know his Wolverine origin, right?
I don't know if I know that. No.
All right. His Wolverine origin is Wolverine is the son of Sabretooth and that midget chick who owns the bar, little person who owns the bar in Madripoor. You know what I'm talking about? She's like short, she's old. Anyway,
Kinda. Yeah.
I think she was in X-Men 260, the Jim Lee issue. Anyway,
Okay. Yep.
she's actually an angel. She's an angel. So Wolverine is the son of an
Keep it
angel and
together.
Sabretooth. Um, and the person who gives Wolverine his claws is Apocalypse. Apocalypse is the one who gives Wolverine the adamantium claws.
Hmm.
That's as much as I know of Wolverine's origin from Chris Claremont.
Yeah, but Apocalypse is a Weezie creation, or that's a Claremont creation. I don't know. I mean, he
Hmm.
first appeared in X Factor, but I was at a conversation. The one thing I liked about Weezie is Weezie even said that I remember your ideas and you forgot them, so I probably took some, and that's okay. You
That's
know what I mean? Like same thing with like Nocent. Like you got to remember the two other people were in that room. I mean, basically it was three people doing the X-Men for a
right.
long time. It was Weezie, Nocenti,
Yeah,
and Claremont. That's it.
they come off very entitled about it. I heard them talking, and they're all like very like how dare anyone else do X-Men but them? And they come off this way. It's very weird. And I'm
Well,
like, you
they were
guys,
left. Listen, they were left alone for like it. I get it. You know,
yeah, but
I work in
they
corporate,
took
and it's like
X-Men
that in life,
from
bro.
someone else. Claremont took X-Men from Len Wein. Did he want to leave that
Yeah,
book? I
nah, there's
don't.
still an ownership. Look, I work at a company, and there's like an ownership of certain things, and I'm like, I'm allowed to be here. You're like, and then they're like, this fucking guy. Like, I get it. I understand. There's a threat level midnight. Um, yeah, I don't know. I do want to know what you're talking about is there's the Claremont documentary where they're all sitting on a couch
Yeah,
and they're just like, you're right, you're right. They're like, how dare anyone get in our clubhouse? How dare anyone get in our tree house? Like, they're right, but guess what? We're the age to which me and you and Milligan and Walt, we fucking exploded the X-Men because of the new ideas, right? Not
yes.
the old ideas. We can go back and read, like you can go back and read, you know, you reread classic X-Men, you're like, this is all right. For the most part, it's all right. Like, you know, but we
If when
enjoy 270, 268 to 275. Like with like this is fucking peak. We
yes.
enjoy. I don't even know. I think I enjoy that through like X-Men 3, and I really do feel like X-Men 4 to 12 is kind of fine. Like it's like they didn't. It was fine. Like I like before they knew they got big. I like that X Factor run that Claremont scripted. With
Because they are working their butts off. And honestly, people don't give Portacio enough credit on Uncanny X-Men. I don't know why Claremont
no,
left Uncanny X-Men. Like he should
right,
have
right,
just stayed
right,
on that book.
right.
Because
How funny
that
is that?
stuff's
Then they call like John Byrne to script that. It's so funny. They're just like,
that is funny.
but I feel like that's almost like it's so funny that it's image to a point where like it was led with the artist. It was the artist creator. Then like Byrne was like at the bottom. You know what I mean? It was like and script
Byrne
of
did not
John Byrne.
he did not like that. He took the check, but he didn't like that.
Oh
That's
yeah. Well, he didn't
why he didn't
last
stick
very
around.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't stick around. You know, Scott Lobdell was the guy who was like the hungriest at Marvel.
Hmm.
Like Scott Lobdell really tried. He really wanted to be scripter on New Mutants. Like he was he was
Right.
like begging Liefeld to do it, and Liefeld probably chose Fabian Nicieza because he bugged him less.
Right. 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 Yeah. Well, I think again, you know, I think Anicia is a bit of a, you know, he's just a jobber. That's right. I do think it's weird that like to me, I feel like when did Claremont write? Oh, I guess that is right. They asked. Well, I guess one thing I thought he answered kind of strange. They asked him like, what's your favorite shit? And he kind of went to like, I like FF. FF. It was kind of easy. Again, same thing. When he wrote FF, that was his own bubble. And then when he went to go write like Extreme X-Men, same thing. Like he got to do. You know, I'm surprised he said FF. I'm surprised he said that. But that's a pretty good
He
straight
loves
run.
actually FF was his favorite book.
Oh, I
That's what
see.
he
Okay.
was reading. That's what he was reading before. So when he
Mm.
took over FF, oddly enough, he took over for Scott Lobdell. Funny.
Right.
Um, yeah, he loved that book, and he did a book about. This is funny. He did a book about Doctor Doom, who taught Doctor Doom how to be Doctor Doom. Like he was the mentor to Doctor Doom.
Mm.
Which then, when Mark Miller took over the book, I think he did a story about the mentor to Doctor Doom, and I think Mark Waid did a story about the mentor to Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I
Like, come
think you're
on,
right.
guys, how many mentors does Doctor Doom need?
I
I
don't
guess a
know.
lot. I guess a lot. Three apparently.
And I guess I don't know enough history about Fabian like kind of shit on himself about like he blew up, he destroyed a claim by accident or something. I don't really remember that. He
Well,
did a couple deals or whatever. I'm not exactly sure what he did there.
I think the sales weren't real. I think when the actual sales weren't as high as he was being told,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
He was
Um
yeah.
yeah, but Weezie, so I think this is really weird. So like Weezie, they ask about I think he says elsewhere. And then he even asked me, he's like, he asked him twice. So just asked him twice, like, do you read Elsewhere? It's not a book, by the way. He said, I don't know. I don't even know. And then later on, he's like, isn't it interesting that John Byrne's doing this? He told what else when is to John Suntress, and then no one felt okay to correct Claremont, just saying like, yeah, that's what we were talking about like 5 minutes ago. They like just like got over it. And then like a minute later, Suntress was like, hey, did you read any of that? Was there any of those your ideas? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like, it's so
Also,
weird.
did, why didn't they bring up the fact that Claremont and Weezie did this already? Claremont had X-Men Forever for
Right,
40, 50 issues.
right,
Louise Simonson did X Factor Forever for 5 issues with Dan Panosian. Dan Panosian's
right.
return to drawing modern
I
comics.
never read that. Yeah,
Me
I
neither.
never read
Me
that.
neither. Me neither. I want to. I read Claremont's and I liked it. I was kind of pissed off at Claremont because Claremont, I thought X Men Forever was going to be here's what I was going to do with X Men, but it's not. It's he may have pitched it that way, but it clearly it's not anything that he said was going to happen.
What
Like
is it? Is it like Elsewhen or like what is it's its own
it's like elsewhere.
continuity? Yeah.
It's its own thing. It's its own continuity from like almost from like X-Men 3. I think
Oh
it
wow.
starts like pretty much right where he stops writing X-Men.
Man,
And he had
these
told
old
us
men,
like
man. You know, they can't they
he had
can't
told us
they can't let it go.
he goes,
They're like, you're not telling me I'm off that book. I'll do that book 10, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years later. I'll fucking just do it. I don't give a shit, you know? I mean, Claremont was fucking scripted, you know?
yeah, yeah. He had always said that my idea for X-Men is I want to kill
Contract.
Wolverine for like a year or two, and then he's going to come back as leader of the Hand. Okay. So when he does X-Men Forever, he does kill Wolverine, but he never brings him back
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
because,
Oh, that's smart.
bec bro, that's smart. That's how you keep an X-book going. No Wolverine.
Yeah.
Marvel knew that was a bad idea back then. Like, we're not going to go 2 years without Wolverine. It's bad enough we went through 2 years of him not having adamantium and a stupid no nose.
Right.
Bad. That's all bad.
Well, because yeah.
The Claremont thing with X Men Forever. Once Claremont got his X Men Forever going, and Grubbett drew it pretty well. Brandon Anderson, I think, drew a couple issues. Um, he uh, he realized it's his whole universe. All of a sudden, here's Captain America, here's Iron Man, here's he just goes crazy, and it loses part of the X Menness of it. It's still
Hmm.
not bad. I would still tell people to read X Men Forever. It's pretty good. There's 2 volumes. It's stupid. It's like volume one, volume two. Like it's like roughly 20, 30, 40 issues. I don't even
What
remember.
was the end? What was X-Men the end? Was that also Claremont?
That was also Claremont. That is a really boring story.
I just saw the I saw the soul leave your body just now. You're like
It's just
that was
boring.
a
I'm
funny,
trying
very
to think.
funny sigh. You're like, oh,
Is it
I
like
did it.
Greg Land and then Patrick
It's a chore.
Zircher? It is a
Yeah.
chore. It's a chore.
You know what's so funny? You know what's kind of a chore, but I feel like I'm ready for it is X-Men: The Hidden Years. I think I tried to read that and Marvel: The Next Generation a couple times. I never could finish it or Lost
They are.
Generation.
They're chores,
Uh,
Mark. I've read
yeah,
them all. I read them all recently.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. There's something about like that delusion. Someone just put out like the failed reboot of the Burn coming in the chapter one. I forget what that was on. Some YouTuber just did like a whole retrospective on it. It's like, man, this really did not hit the mark like over and over and over again. Like just pretty rough.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of dropped all the concepts like right away, and then they just act like they didn't happen.
Listen, Byrne, as great as an artist he is he not a good designer? Because in chapter one, he redesigns Electro with a horrible costume.
Oof.
He
Yeah.
redesigns Scorpion, horrible costume. Almost every character in that X-Men Marvel or the Marvel Lost Generation, they have like really bad costumes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
Yep.
none of them are memorable. And the whole idea was like you could have taken some of those characters and put them in other books. Marvel really could have built something out of that. But like they probably read it and was like, man, it's not really that great. I mean, it's
Hey,
cool to see Byrne do stuff, but
was it Straczynski did the 12 with Chris Weston?
yes, yeah, that's great.
That is
That's
great, but like,
great.
are they timely characters or were they real characters? I don't
Yes,
remember. That was
they
right,
were
yeah.
all real timely Marvel owned characters.
And then they didn't
Although
fold them in. They never folded them in.
I feel like they tried once or twice somewhere, but like nobody wanted to step on Straczynski's feet.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times they're too reverent with certain things and then they don't get to it. But lastly on the to kind of close this
Oh
out is
my
that
God, yeah. Real quick, Jeff Loeb was just talking about how reverent they are to Straczynski. There's a whole Civil War thing. Oh, listen to Jeff Loeb on Word Balloon. Funny enough, it's a pretty good interview. And you know what he talks about? Funny enough, Liefeld comes up to him at a table. He's like Jeff Loeb was so surprised Liefeld knew who he was.
Mhm.
And when
Right.
Liefeld
Yeah.
basically asked him to write Heroes Reborn, he's like, Jeff Loeb's like, how do you even know my stuff? He's like, oh, you're writing X Force and Cable. I love your stuff. And Jeff
Right.
Loeb's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you're reading the book after you left? He's like, yeah, I love comics. Why wouldn't I read?
Yeah. See, that's
But
interesting, right? That's a
he's the
different. Yeah.
opposite of everyone else.
Yeah. That is interesting. Yeah, because I do remember that. Yeah, because Chuck Dixon wrote a treatment or even the first issue
Yes,
of Cap. Is that right?
he he might have scripted. He wrote a treatment which Liefeld didn't really like, and then I think he was going to script the first issue, and Liefeld just I think Dixon didn't like what Liefeld went in his own direction from his treatment, which ends up being fine because the Dixon treatment it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not like
Well,
great.
I think it all depends on like who you're used to working with. They're not used to working with that type of like Chuck Dixon wrote 60, 70 issues of Punisher probably by at that point, to which it was either full script or at least it didn't deviate too much, right? It's Hugh
I
Haynes, it's JRJR, it's Dale Eaglesham. Like here's your, in a way, jobbers too. It's like here, but so when someone if it came back differently, that's the thing again. That's the thing where Nicieza says he's like, yeah, Steve Scroach was my guy, and it was kind of crazy because it made him lazy. It made him lazy that 12 issues were delivered to him essentially. And then I think after that, I think after that is when Steve Scritch went to Wolverine. He's like, I can do this myself. What the fuck am I paying? Like, why can't I get that credit? Because I think he scripted at least the start of that. I believe. I think he scripted his own Wolverine.
he wrote and scripted Forge the Wolverine. He
It's great. It's such a
also
good too.
also folded. Steve Gross got to work with Alan Moore on a Judgment Day story, 2.5 issues of Youngblood. They're great. That probably gave Steve Gross, like working with Alan Moore makes you a better writer when you're an artist.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about all the people who wrote David Lloyd, Dave Gibbons. Like after you draw for Alan Moore, you probably can write a little
Yeah.
better.
Dave Gibbons
So,
wrote
so
a lot after that. That's like
yeah.
correct. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. But
I mean,
I do
think
think.
about this. Dave Gibbons wrote Green Lantern alongside of Jeff Johns and did not miss a beat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he wrote the core,
Green
which
Lantern
was
Corps.
which
Yeah.
could have been better. At times it actually was better. Speaking, I think right now we're missing lanterns. We'll bitch about that next week. I think
Yeah.
it's on right now. Lanterns, baby,
In 4 minutes.
lanterns.
My
Yeah,
ideally, I was like, oh, we'll get done by Mark. Let's start at 7, so I can get done by 9. Now,
nah,
nope.
it's sleeping.
This is
Tough out there.
we're still our first news article.
Where's All right, let's blow through the rest of the shit. So lastly, I think Weezie came off okay because I feel like at certain points I don't think anything she said was technically wrong. I think that all of it does line up. The Commander X
I
lines up.
I
I
don't think she came up with. She made it seem like she chose Liefeld's design. Oh, we like the guy with the big guns and little feet. No, you didn't. You didn't decide that. That wasn't your
Right.
decision.
No, because
You
it
didn't
actually
come up
says
with.
that she was told that.
Yes.
Well, at least in
And
one of
she
these
said
articles
something
said that
else.
she was told.
What else did she say? She said something else. Oh, she's like, I think he should be a military guy, uh, maybe from the future, who's not quite Professor X, but not quite Magneto. I'm like, I don't think you came up with that because you would
Right.
have come up with something better in your entire New Mutants run. Because I don't think her New Mutants run is good.
It's not, yeah, it's the
It's
worst
not.
one. It's the
So
worst.
I don't think
Right.
she came up that he's from the future
Mhm.
because that wasn't even revealed till I don't even know when that was first revealed.
Well, I think it's pretty early. I think it's pretty early. He says something I think he says something he's from the future.
Right.
I always thought the Bishop when Bishop came out, I was like, you're just doing Cable again. You're just doing the guy from the future. Like you're just doing like,
Jim Lee called up Liefeld. He's like, ha ha ha, I got my own cable now. He
okay,
literally made that phone call. And he did it again during Wildcats. He's like, ah, ha, ha, I got my own Deadpool now. When he created Pike for
Mike.
Wildcats.
Yeah. It
You know, it's
looked
funny.
exactly
I was
like
at a
him.
comp. Swear
That's
to God,
stupid.
I had to text Rob right away because he had told me that story about Jim Lee calling him up because they always would call each other, razz each other. So I'm at a convention and someone's looking at the Wildcats toys and they see Pike and they're like, is that Deadpool? And the guy's like, no, just some kind of Deadpool ripoff. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could have recorded that.
Well, I think it's really funny that what's the other thing too? That the early McFarlane thing I think is really funny, which is on record a bunch of places where he would call I think Jim and Rob and be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Why are you drawing that many characters? I draw one character, bro."
Oh my
That
God. He's like, he's like, He's like, here you are drawing the noses and the eyes and the ears, and I'm just putting in some more bricks in the background, or I drew Spidey's eye and I'm done for the day. It was like,
He's not wrong. I don't know. There's certain things that he's not wrong. But Weezie, I think it's really weird the way. So Claremont, they do the Elsewhere thing again. He says, I don't know, man. It's out there. Who knows? Why do I wrote the story? Why do I need to read it again? It's his story, Mazel Tov, which is also as confusing. I was like, are you anyway? So Weezie is, I mean, honestly, Weezie compliments say it's kind of cool. And you want to go and do that. I think I described John as both cool and pathetic. Yeah, then Fabian says he's such a fucking weirdo. I described John as both cool and pathetic. I kind of described it as both. I see it both ways. It's not, what are you talking about? And then he says, concluded, but then to go back on his own dime, at his own time, with no guarantee, no expectation of publication, and do that much work seems odd to me. Why? Why? Why would
it's
that
called
seem
like
odd to you?
because you're a jobber.
Well, he says
See,
it's
a
not how my brain
creator.
works. I turned 65 in December, and I have this cracking idea for a super pro that I'm dying to tell.
Shut up,
Okay,
shut up. He Here's the reason: artists create. You ever see an artist? We have a friend who goes to a restaurant with us. What's he do? He's drawing on the napkins. Artists
right.
can't stop drawing. You think when Liefeld retires, he's gonna stop drawing? No. But it's not worthless because John Byrne knew he could sell the art. So he's both getting out something. He's getting out
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah.
He's getting stuff on
Hmm.
paper. I don't know how much time I have left. Let me do these ideas. They're in me. Let me share them. That's creativity. Also, I got a fan following that'll give me 2 to 5 grand a page if it's good.
Right.
I'm probably on Social Security. I'm getting residuals from whatever.
Yeah,
You
he has
know,
no
you,
idea. Like, I mean, again, we don't know. We know that the finances in the future are not good. That's why a lot of these guys will heavy commission at the end of their careers. I know, and a lot of it comes down to, Liefeld talks about. He's like, I don't know how much I can draw continual. So let me draw something I think I'm going to draw in 10 years, a Superman story. Let me kind of start that now, because by the
yeah.
time it's available to print, I'll have it done. You know what I mean? So doing the Secret Superman project is that's pretty dope. So.
I think that's great.
All right, hard pivot to regular news. I knew that was gonna be that could be its own fucking show. Hard pivot to regular news. All this midnight stuff to me just looks nothing. They're just taking, I think, the wrong pieces
That looks like a what
of
if
the
we've already
absolute line.
seen, or
Yeah,
like it looks like Warren Ellis ruins. That's what that looks like to me.
it's ruins. It's just and all the other
It's
stuff. It's
ruins,
all body
Earth
horror
X.
because that was body. Yeah, you're right. Because ruins was that was like the Ghost Rider horrible body horror. Like it was all
Oh yeah,
gross. It was
Hulk was all
disgusting.
tumors. Oh, like Quicksilver, like we had to cut off his legs so he would have stopped running.
Yeah, I think
That was
I think they're taking the wrong lessons here. We talked about this a little bit earlier. I kind of dig this that they're piggybacking. So Sabrina's piggybacking a release that you're allowed to release Sabrina the Teenage Witch #1, and you don't need permission really. It only doesn't need permission. No one needs permission, but why not make it an event? Free Comic Book Day is always very successful for stores. We're doing local comic book day, which they do a couple exclusive covers for. Do a midnight release. It's interesting, man. You know what I mean? I remember when, what was it, Use Your Illusion 1 came out, and that's the worst midnight release of all time because I remember being at my friend Chris Reed's house and we listened to it. And I was like, this sucks. Like I remember I slept over his house. We went to Strawberries. Remember Strawberries? That right across
I
from the
do.
mall.
I do.
Open at midnight. Boom, we got it. I was probably 13, 14. And we listened to Use Your Illusion 1, and I was like, hey, I think this sucks. Like it's great. You have the reverent like this is the best. I'm like, no, actually this sucks. And I was right. So time
I, I'm
proved
such a weird Guns N' Roses fan. I'm
right.
like, there's one incredible album amongst everything. It's same with Weezer post Blue and Pinkerton. It's like
God,
there's
no, they
one
have
great
their
album.
new track sucks. Their new track is so bad,
Uh,
and then the gold album. Stop doing it. But I think the one guy, the rentals guy, is back though, I believe. So that's
okay,
interesting.
listen,
So maybe I would check that out.
you see, Mark, you just did it to yourself.
I
Keep
did
making
it.
albums forever, Weezer. I don't care because Blue and Pinkerton are always here. There's stuff off every album. There's stuff off Ratitude I like. Stuff
Nope.
off Red I like. There's
Off
a
Hurley, no.
couple things. Hurley's a little harder.
Uh,
Hurley's a little harder.
my favorite SNL sketch with Matt Damon, topical, with Odysseus. Odysseus and fights Leslie Jones about Weezer. That's my favorite fucking because it's so specific. And they're like,
Yes.
"Are
Oh
we
yeah.
fighting about Weezer? Like, are we really fighting about this?" And they're just like, "Oh my God!" They just really go at it. It's really funny. It's really that's it just goes so hard, you know. That's what you want. That's what you want. Speaking of which, I know the Please Don't Destroy guys breaking up, I think is a real bad thing, but you saw Higgins got cast on Scrubs season two.
Phenomenal.
I guess. I don't think here's the thing. I feel like they're funny all three together, man. I have not seen anything with any of them separately that is funny. I feel like the three of them, all Nepo, I think two out of three are Nepo babies, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
think their collective talents funny, separate so far not funny. So he could be making
They'll
that.
come back together and get a reunion tour.
Maybe. Here's a I think
Should we?
this was going to be my lead news of Hope Assembles, Star Wars
Can
and
you
Marvel
believe,
Universe.
Mark? Can you believe that Liefeld Cable story tops Star Wars? That's all you've been seeing on Bleeding Cool all week is Liefeld Cable stuff. It's
Well,
like, oh yeah, don't forget Star Wars Marvel
this
because
isn't for
nobody
us.
cares.
This is for because they put it in Entertainment Weekly because that's like
Mark, you know what this is for? This is for lunchboxes
press release.
and school folders and
Yeah, even
you know
then
what's funny?
I'm not even sure.
I I can't tell you anything about this. I don't know. I literally am like, well, Mark will tell me because I don't
There
care enough
wasn't
to go
much
look it
in
up.
there. Yeah, there really wasn't much in there, and it just I don't know. Yeah, I think I barely read the article, but you're right. I do like that Tanty Four's in there. Michael Fright, Michael Fright. South Jersey. So I don't know if people know. I don't know how broad our audience is, but my mother-in-law lived three doors down from this guy named Michael Fright, who is a South Jersey comic book person. He's a comic book collector, and he built this in his driveway. He built the first spaceship in Star Wars. It's the spaceship that's coming down. It's the frigate that comes down. The first thing you see,
Right.
and then you see the you know the other ship come in. But he and then he has it in like parades and stuff. Like it was around for like a long time. And then he also had like an eight like he had like an eight he made like an A-team van basically. And then Michael Fright. Well, I don't think it was .com or whatever, but there it is. Tanty 4, baby.
Who
Tanty
was
4.
you just reminded me of the story. I thought you were going to bring up the story about did the guy find like the Death Star at like a scrapyard or something, or somebody's using it for like a barbecue pit?
The actual
Like the
one of
actual
the actual Death Stars. Oh,
yes.
that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that is true. I do think that this just reeks of like just it's just nothing. And again, you know, I mean Marquez is good and all, but like I just
Listen,
don't
Marquez is super. Listen, do I want to see Marquez draw these characters? Of course, that's awesome. But you know what it is? It goes back to I just
it's
don't love seeing some franchises can mix, some can't. Any superhero can mix with another superhero, almost 100% of the time. But like, we don't want to see Superman, Lord of the Rings. You know, we don't want to see
right. That's a good one. Yeah,
Youngblood
that's a good
in
idea.
Game.
Right.
We don't want to see Youngblood in Game of Thrones. Do I? Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Now I kind of do.
Now you
But
do.
you don't want to see Teen Titans and Harry Potter. Like we don't want this stuff. Every one of these things, damn, that Youngblood Game of Thrones things kind of works.
Mm.
Everything else though, everything else sucks. This idea sucks. It's creatively bereft. You know, you'll
Well,
get a couple good.
it would have been different. I expected to like the only thing that I like that Kevin Smith does that he's done over the last couple of years has been these unexpected team ups have been surprisingly good. The Archie Jay and Silent Bob was really good. Like the Jays of Future Past is kind of good too. Like they're gonna make,
It's
you
kind
know,
of good.
kind of good. So
I literally just read that this weekend. I'm like, oh, this is
yeah,
kind of good.
I think you just do that because you read the like the Shannon Doherty like kind of tribute issue.
Oh, it was
That
great.
I almost cried like reading that fucking thing. Like that
Yes.
was like really genuinely written. And you know what sucks is I think we both know this is that she had a podcast that there's a recording of him doing like he did like a two-part podcast where he interviewed her and then she interviewed him and that's one never came out because she was sick. So
Right.
there's like a lost episode. Plus there was a pilot I think that they did that's just again lost media.
And and they
Ugh,
wanted together to work on the Mallrats sequel. They wanted to do
right.
something with her. And
Yeah.
it's sad.
Warren Ellis, I guess a little uncanceled is, but guess what? When I look at this is a Ghost Drive Station coming out through Image. You know, what's funny is the uncanceled is really funny because we were going through Netflix last night, me and my lady, and then like there was like a Louis C.K. thing, and she's like, "How's that up there?" I'm like, "Oh, he's uncanceled." She's like, "How did he get uncanceled?" I'm like, "This time uncancels you, bro. It doesn't,
Because
you know what I mean? Like it's over." Because
people are
she's like, "That's
people.
old." I'm like, "No, it's brand new. It's brand new."
Warren Ellis was never as canceled as like Louis C.K. You know?
Louis C.K. can't like. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, Louis, but
But to compare it, neither one of them was like Bill Cosby. Neither one of them. It was
yeah, yeah, yeah. Most of it was
like
self. Yeah, was just like self stuff. So anyway, let's
right.
get that. But to me, this looks so Avatar. This looks like this. You know, it's like The Confessor. It looks like the like Dan Hirsch's book with you know what I mean. It looks like
You love it. You love it.
it's
Yeah,
just
it
so.
looks Avatar. It does.
Whoa,
It does look like he. I've
whew.
read. Listen, I read every book Warren Ellis did ever up to a
Yeah,
point.
it's the second he started writing some Avatar books, bro. Like was it Blue? What was the one thing called Blue something? That was one of the first things.
Blue was it Blue Haven? Blue
Yeah,
Heaven?
it just
Blue.
felt like these are rejected Vertigo scripts, bro.
No, because
I
you're right.
felt that immediately.
Like what is it? Gravel?
Yep,
Mr. Sleepless? Mr. Sleep?
Doctor Sleepless. Maybe. No,
Doctor
I don't know, but you're
Sleepless?
right. Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
He had
But
a
like
superhero
they're
book.
just straight up rejected. They're rejected pitches for Wildstorm, rejected pitches for Vertigo. You know,
Rejected Wild
and
an
there's no
image.
editor. Yeah, William Christensen just printing it,
He
just
just prints
printing it.
anything, dude. Just he prints
Print
anything.
it. Dan Parsons. You know, you call up Dan Parsons. Now that being
Hey, check
said,
out
you got some kind of good people like up with you know
now.
that Juan Jose Roop started there, and Justin
Yes.
Barrow
Some
started
listen,
there.
some of his books there were kind of good.
Yeah,
Some of them were good. But then he like
was
stopped
Cross? What was Cross?
writing.
Cross was Ennis.
That was Ennis.
Cross was
And
fucking
then went
nuts.
to Cross is nuts.
Lapham.
Cross is scary. Cross
Yep,
is scarier than like Walking Dead ever was.
yep, yep. And then it went to Lapham, and then Lapham scripted pretty. You know, got paid for a bit. Paid for a bit. Todd McFarlane. I
Yeah, I'm
pre-ordered
glad you
this. I pre-ordered
oh,
this because, but I now I don't know. I don't know if I can switch it. I might try to well, now, you know what? See, I pre-ordered the regular cover. And I know that in your PDF you have the other stuff. We'll cover that. You have the other cover that I didn't see, that like the
all
recolor,
right.
I guess, right? Um, but I don't know. I wonder if it's I do like this, but I like I don't know. I wonder if this is going to get cropped, right? Because it looks like they did the colors, right? It's weird.
That's
Like it's like they have the color bleed. That's a Photoshop. You know, like I can kind of see what they
this
did.
right. This feels like they're doing that on purpose to show you that like here's old like is it old art? Is it new art? Is it, I
Well,
don't know.
this is a Spears art with McFarlane inks over. You know what I mean? Like so
Right.
that's that. This is so played. I'm so bored by this. That's so boring. And I've
I
what's
know.
the ratios on this? They're doing uh 1 in 25 original 77 logo, which is that. Which is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that this is a New Gods number 7. It's there's an issue of New Gods
No,
where it says
I know
Spawn
exactly what you're talking about.
and
Yeah.
it has flames in it and it's like okay, you know, like and hey, whatever, man. Like so that's kind of neat. Tom McFarlane's
So
looking at a
so by Roy Thomas's standards,
mhm.
Jack Kirby is the co-creator of Spawn.
Listen, Bob Harris is co-creator of Cable, so yeah. So I mean, like, and yeah, you're right. So because that's another, we've already done that, covered that a couple times. But so how many people created Wolverine, right? Because what who said? Did he say, "Hey, make him Canadian"? Who said that? Roy? Somebody
Maybe.
said Archie
Roy
Goodwin.
Roy Roy said, "Let's make a character called Wolverine." But Dan
Yep.
Cockrum had been in the year before, say, "Hey, I got a character called Wolverine. I want to use him."
Right. And then there was
So,
like a Marvel Mania Wolverine weirdo drawing that is not anything, but he had a beard or something. So that's it. He co-created it. I think it's a fucking
but
crime.
technically speaking, who created his hair? Was that Byrne? Did Byrne was Byrne? No, Cockrum did.
No, Cockrum,
Because wait a minute,
because
who had
he
him with
was
the
like a
mask off first?
yeah, but the first Wolverine that Cockrum did was he did he have it was Fang, right? He did that costume later as Fang with the teeth and shit on him. I feel like that
Yeah,
was
that
his
was
sketch.
that was that was his sketch. No, who drew him without the mask first? Cockrum?
I don't know.
Because
Cockrum or Byrne, yeah.
Byrne had him looking younger with like almost regular hair. So, all right. I'm trying
Byrne
to think
drew
what
him
Byrne
like he drew him like the guy from Slapshot, right? Isn't that who he took him from? There's a guy in
later.
Slapshot who was
Yeah,
like this like maniac guy in Slapshot, and that's who he took the
right. I think
character from.
Byrne's first drawing of him, he's just like a skinnier dude with like flatter hair,
Yeah, yeah.
just a regular looking like I don't know.
All the Hellfire Club are all like actors and stuff. They're all like,
Oh, they're
you
all
know,
legit. Like we could go
yeah.
through it. Well, Orson Welles and Donald Sutherland. Donald Pierce is Donald Sutherland,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Emma
Yeah, I like
Frost is
this the
what?
best, dude.
Emma
I think
Peel.
this is it's interesting because I wouldn't figure Spears would be dynamic like this, but it's like it's Spears and then McFarlane over. But look, this was what? What was H? H was what? What was the ratio on H? It skipped there. I think it's 1 in 100. I think that's 1 in 100. I do like that it's scanned and stuff, right? I don't think
I do like
was
this
that.
writing up there. What does that say?
Well, it's a TM. It says like it's he's I don't know. Yeah,
It's
I mean
Canadian. You can't read it because it's in. I think it's in Canadian.
it's in Canadian. Um, but I mean the preview art for this looks good, dude. I like this color. Like it's the best spear. I mean, I do like his stuff to a certain level, but I think it's a pretty good price too. It's like it's huge. I think the first issue is like 64 pages. It's something. It's a lot of art. It's a lot of art. So I'm giving it the shot. Hang on. I don't think McFarlane has anything to do with this. I feel like he
It's
was given I don't think he's touched in scripting. I think it's all Spears. I feel like it's all Spears.
maybe well, at the very least, McFarlane probably plotted it or co-plotted it.
Uh,
It's probably co-plots.
mm, no. We'll go
All right.
we'll go back to it. But let's blow through the rest. I don't have a ton. Here's some print watch stuff. I do think Battle Beast number one, ninth printing. We need to get an update on how many copies this is at this point. Is this at 1 million copies yet? You know what I mean? Considering that's pretty
Are you?
interesting.
Well, the first one sold
Right?
400,000. So
400,000. Right. But for ninth
so
printing, how many, what's the printings? 10,000, 20,000? You
oh
know what I mean?
oh,
Like,
you mean just number one in general?
yeah, just number one. I mean, you could do a cumulative. I do think it's interesting that the covers and maybe they did a better job on this trade than the other trades. Battle Beast for the most part doesn't have the chapter breaks
Yeah,
in their trade, but I think they put out the full covers for the first so many. But
they,
this
they put
this could
out
easily
all of
be
the they put out all of the Otley covers in the first trade,
right, 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 right.
which is cool.
Yes.
It's better than most Kirkman trades that don't put any of the covers in.
Right. The regular then the deluxe has the covers and I think just the
It
covers. I
has
don't even think
just
they
the
have the
regular
piece.
covers, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
but
terrible.
just do nice art books, like take a piece here. I think this looks great. Third
Yeah,
printing. The second printing I liked a lot. Also, third
that's
printing
nice
black and
looking.
white.
That looks really good.
They say this is a Mooneyham action figure design. Well, it says Ronin, so I feel like that's probably the person who made it look like I forget who that guy's name. What's the Transformers guy? He does tour. I forget his name, but he does. You can buy prints from stuff from him. He's at
Yeah.
cons and stuff. He was a RetroCon last year. Pretty dope. Dork, I don't care. Don't like. We're kind of over this, dude. Just stop making this. Stop making the fucking absolute Batman. It's just exhausting at this point. There's my daughter needing the code for HBO Max. Like that's the only time she really talks to me.
Always
So
important.
that's the only time she talks to me. She's like, "Hey, Dad, how are you? By the way, can you check your email? I need the HBO Max code." Yeah. Um, okay, so the Judge Dredd Compact has became even more interesting. I know we covered it last week, but now it's even more interesting because now they have some of these, and it seems like they're not doing them in order if they're getting Brian Ball stuff, which was years and years later. So they're saying that Volume Two has I don't know if I grab the cover to Volume Two. Volume Two has some of this, and also when they showed this, because I think at the time this is a Mike McMahon like they had to censor this. They censored the McDonald's stuff in this because they thought they were going to get hit with something. So they changed it. So here they're showing it original. They're going back and like kind of either recolor storing. But I don't know how this is going to get printed because remember we thought it was going to be printed in black and white.
Yeah.
But understanding the way that 2080 works is that it has a constant rotating issue every single issue of where it's placed, kind of like Marvel Comics Presents sort of did originally. They would place it a certain way.
Are these the original colors?
It seems so, but
Because I think they're less likely. You can't get sued over a clown
uh,
parody, but you can get sued if that M was yellow because the golden
okay.
arches is super trademarked. But that clown, if it were any other color, would not really look like Ronald McDonald.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You know,
far enough away, but I think it looks interesting and have a Mike McMahon drawing stuff like that's interesting. And then they have a Brian Bolland story, which is again, this is the Curse Earth chapter 17. So I'm not sure exactly how they're printing this. But I'm very interested in this, and I think it's going to do really well because it's printed oversized. So when it shrinks down, it's probably going to look really good. So I think this is kind of a good consumption for Judge Dredd. $10, you
Dude, as
know.
long as the scans are tight and we can read the words, that's all that matters.
Here's your this is $60. However, set 60 or 70, but you can do two different Conans. You can do you're doing Conan or King Conan, and like it's pretty tough. What's also interesting about this is this Thulsa Doom predates Skeletor by like 3 years. So I think it's interesting. Like when you really look at this, you're like, well, there's He-Man and Skeletor. Like you know what I mean? Like that's like, oh wow,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Like that's and what's cool is let me see if that I think I grabbed it.
And you
This
look, he had
Thulsa
the
Doom here,
yeah.
that's like the last issue of King Conan. Like that's like my favorite. There's a such a cool version. Uh, I really heavily lean if I don't know how they're making King Conan the movie. I need that to start production. I feel like it's not happening again. I know things are out there and signed and stuff, but like Makari's got to get on that. You know what I mean? Like you got to start making it. Just start making it. I was at Target the other night. They had a Throne Prime. They had a Prime who had a throne. It was $60. Pretty nice though. These Age of Primes, I'm a little mad. You have a Prime collection still or no? You got rid of a lot of your
I
Primes?
got rid of yeah. I have my favorites left that I really care about.
Yeah, this is
Like
a
War
pretty
Within.
nice one, man.
Yeah, it's a neat prime. It's a combination of when Optimal Prime or Optimus Primal merged with the part of the core spark of Optimus Prime,
Hmm.
and he became like this thing, but he could like turn it like a gorilla car thing. It's pretty neat stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple. He's got like a
And he's
surfboard.
yeah, look powered by a Matrix.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man. It's a good power battery. This is just a couple of things from 13th Dimension. This was, I guess, a sketch that he did a year or two ago, and then they just kind of redid it for Julie Newmar's birthday and put it out. Jim Ballant, friend of the show, kind of, not really.
Nice, super
Um,
nice guy.
super nice guy. Yeah, you've had lots of dealings with him. He was at the comic store 30 years ago. A long time ago. 30 years ago? That might be about right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty okay. So I grabbed some of the art for this. I think I've openly expressed I don't care about this. I think I don't want this. Now, I'm wrong, admittedly wrong, because this is the normal Alex Ross shit that we see. The most interesting thing about that full circle Fantastic Four stuff is his weird pencil to color stuff. I love that. I think it looks like um Foom and Mar like I like the way old Foom magazines look because they had weird like spot coloring. Even some Marvel Age. If you look at this Marvel Age, there's like cool like X-Force #1 coloring, which I think is it looks a certain way. Even this looks like that's a little bit different. Look, there's a color version of Mary
Yeah.
Jane in there. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of love this, but he's basically doing like Marvel Mania poster. Like he's doing like a certain like I just love his pencils to color. He's did it in F. I love it. I love this. I think this looks so. This is straight up pre-order right now, bro. It's over. It's over, Johnny. Now the bummer of it is I'm going to buy it. Then 6 months later he's going to do that deluxe edition like he did with the
Of
FF.
course.
You know.
Of course.
But I like look at these colors, dude. Oh my God. I fucking love it. I love it. They're almost like it's I can put on my Valiant Vision glasses, which is all I really want to do all the time anyway. But look at this, dude. Like he's like blurring the Kirby dots. God damn it. This looks amazing. And you know what I really like about this is that like you to be fair, I think Universe X, Paradise X, it all became tired, you know? It became tired,
Right.
uninspired. Like we just were like, ah, we got it. We get the idea. Earth X, interesting. Concept really good, but I feel like it just got watered down, and I think we liked Universe X a little bit less, and we like Paradise X even less.
Green, green and purple Spider-Man always appeals to me because one of my first comics that I owned, if not my first comic,
Mhm.
was a Spider-Woman comic with Impossible Man, where he's pretending to be Spider-Man on the cover.
Oh, that's interesting. I hate
Yeah.
Impossible.
So I hate Impossible Man with a passion.
We hate him. But look at how fun, dude. Look at these designs. God damn it. Because I feel like there's no one that knows design, costume design, and reverent costume design more. You know, look at the spider is upside down. Well, it's right side up here. You know, but like
Right.
that's just he's not going to go too far away on here.
Mm.
Um, I don't know, man. I love it. I love this. I think this looks so good, dude. Oh God. What the fuck? I can't believe it. I can't look at this, dude. Look at this. You have like an MC Escher situation. What what I can't believe how good this looks. I can't believe it. And what's kind of crazy about this, remember, he was turned down by Marvel to do FF. And then he's like, well, all right. And then he took some of the ideas and then he's like, I'll just go do my own FF and their costumes and do this color scheme. They still took his covers for 12 or more.
Hmm.
And then I think they took his logo, I think, too.
Yeah.
But holy shit, dude. I don't know. How old's he? 60? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like, this is so beyond inspired. And it's just him in Chicago in a studio, as far as I know. Like, I don't even know if he does conventions anymore. It's 112 pages, $30. And then it says, I don't know what this includes a bonus. I still don't understand what this means. Includes a bonus 32-page comic and as Legend of Alex Ross second book in the Marvel like includes it's a separate comic. That's what I don't understand. Like what that is. Every new sequence involves another layer of bonus stories comics included in this pivotal storyline. Like, so do you read the comic first? I need to know how to read this. They have to explain how they read this. Do I read the comic first? Do I read the book first, or it doesn't matter? You know what I mean? They're doing this omnibus for the first time. That's pretty good. I don't know if that logo.
Is it is it just Wolverine stories or is it
Nah, they're
just
doing the
straight up
whole
Marvel?
thing, 1 to 25, all of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I guess.
What a weird book.
Yeah, I know. Like it's gonna be, you know, I guess. I mean, I guess we can take some of the scans. You know what I never read altogether is I put issue one of for the first part of Cold Blood, which I think we talked about that. Which Cold Blood, which was a Deathlock pitch that they didn't like. And he's like, okay, well, we're just gonna make it. And they put it into Marvel Comics Presents. It was like 10, it was Doug Mensch, Paul Gulacy, 10 issues. And it's Deathlock. Like it's really like not that different than Deathlock, but I never read it all together. I read the first one. But I think I
Right.
was missing a couple issues. Like so this is kind of interesting, but I don't know how you collect this. Like, because if you remember the Dom McGregor Black Panther, that was like 10. Should that be all together? And I'll get into this a little bit later. I hope this isn't the final cover. I hate this. I mean it's a Pacheco, but there are plenty there are plenty. If
But,
you're gonna have to do a Superman versus Brainiac, right? But you
oh,
can
this is
do a
terrible.
lot of different covers for
This
that,
is
man.
this is not a good cover
I don't
because
even
it
know if
doesn't show.
I don't even think that's a cover. I think that's an interior. I don't think that's a Pacheco cover. I don't know what that is. I know it's Pacheco, but like, god damn, that sucks. Um, Action 242, Superman 167. That's where that would be. I don't, that's, yeah. Fix that up. Also, also horrible cover. Don't do that cover. Don't do that. Do anything. Call J.H. Williams III, draw something. And cover number,
Call call Ivan Reyes, who drew the opening and back parts,
yeah,
and put together a team, or put together a. Here's the best idea. You could call Dan Mora because guess what? You got his number, and just
right.
put together a jam cover of like all the different multiversity characters, so you don't reveal anything in the story.
Yeah, I can't think of the guy who does the crazy things, you know, who does all the like collage. That may not work, but like that would kind of be cool too.
A collage would work. True, true. There's so
Yeah,
much good art throughout this series.
yeah. This
Just
they're putting back out. I have this version, the Orion, but this one they're doing the notes by Simonson. So when they first put this out, they didn't consult Walt Simonson. They contracted him for the cover, and it came out. And Simonson, the day it came out, he's like, "What the fuck did you guys do?" They took all the backups from Orion 1 to 25, and there's about probably like 20 to 22 backups because the majority of them it was like an 18 page Simonson story. A couple issues were full, number
right.
five. 12, 25. Like so some of them were full Simonson, but those backups were uh John Byrne, uh Frank Miller, Liefeld. Like there was a ton of cool back Art Adams,
Art Adams, Eric Larson.
Dave Gibbons, yeah. But there's a
Hey,
ton. So, but in
and
order,
how?
it helped the story. It helped Simons's story. So he would do like an epilogue. Like it would be like, hey, this is then the next issue would almost be, hey, that was referencing that it just happened. Really, this is a great book, dude. It's a great book.
Mhm.
The funny thing is that I, as an art person who's probably not rereading it, I like it the way I have it. So actually, I'm not going to trade it. I'm fine. Like because like I kind of dig like seeing all the backups like in an area together, and it's Simonson for like I don't know 600 pages. You know what I mean?
It's
Like
great. It's
that's
great because you've already read it, so it's
yeah
not
yeah
going to
yeah.
mess with your head.
No
But are they going to put in the unpublished short story that didn't show up in the book?
no.
You know who it is?
Oh wait, it's as well as never published short stories. Well, 25 issues. I don't know.
All right.
750. I have to check my count on mine.
Okay.
I don't know if this
There's a
solicit
short
is the
story.
same solicit.
There's a short story that did end up getting published in another weird trade, but it was Mark Miller and Steve Ditko doing a
Right.
fourth world
It
backup
was
that didn't end
in
up in the series. I
was it
forget what was.
was it in New Gods? Like it was in. Yeah, I think it was in the. Was it Secret Files or something? I feel like there was might have been like
No,
Secret
no,
Files.
it was like it was just in a collection. It was never published in a regular comic.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean they put the Simonson backups that Simonson had from Fourth World 9 to 11 and 13. So
Well, that makes sense.
yeah, so it's Simonson all about. Here's a bunch of DC Finest layout here. I think this is a fantastic series. So yeah, definitely needs to be out there. This is the later Gene Colan run of Wonder Woman as that was ending. Part four. I hate the mapping of this. I hate it. Hate it. Hate, hate, hate.
Mhm.
However, if you want to read it like this, who the fuck would read it like this? It's terrible. Don't read it like this. Don't read it like
No,
this. I'm telling you.
it's
I mean,
only
look,
good if you've already read it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But like it does things it only makes you crazier. And also, they're also dropping in I think the last issue they dropped in,
Oh, look, Daily Incarnations. You're right.
yeah. So
Oh,
Jailer
that's weird.
Incarnation, Secret Origins, and they're Starman Annual number one. Starman Annual number one. The hell? Um, I don't know. I haven't seen this up on DC yet, the DC Infinite app. They put they have them up. I'm shocked that they did that. I think that's so nice. And they have full page ads. It's on the back cover of a lot of DC comics for the last couple months. Or like every week, a Finest is dropping on that app. Go to that app. What? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's very generous. So thank you for that. That's nice. Because I would figure to be like, hey, that's premium. Go buy it. Go buy it. You know, or go buy the Kindle version, which is almost the same price. Um, good luck. I would absolutely hate mapping this Legion area. I hate it because I feel like that's when they went to Tales of the Legion and like it's like, whew, I think it would be really difficult to do. Yeah, the question, that's good. Question 1 to 15. But then they have the Americomics special number one, which is that's neat. You know, put that in there.
No, that's cool.
Um,
Like, did they just have to pay for that? Because remember, they did publish the modern comics, Blue Beetle, Ditko stuff.
it's in
As
here. No, that the modern stuff's in here. So yeah, they have the Blue Beetle Charlton. So
yeah,
they own yeah. So I mean, uh it's cool. Charlton Bullseye 1 and 5. Like this is better. Actually, what's crazy is I think this mapping is better than the Question Omnibus. There's like because the Question Omnibus, well, it depends on how you want it, right? If you want your Question Omnibus to be like the Dennis Cohen, Denny O'Neil, yeah, there you go. But like this, I think is more is this is a bit more fun. So good job there. Lily Pace is dying. That's great. But then
love it.
they're putting in the Arkham Asylum graphic novel.
It doesn't really fit, but it came out around that time.
Yeah, they have to. What a crazy time, dude. Like we had that. What I have the version. No, I think I sold
This
it.
is year three too, right? Lonely Place of Dying, year three. Is it?
I feel like they
Yeah,
had.
yeah, that's got to be in there.
Yeah,
Right?
Well, I feel like they might have had year three on. They already have a DC Finance, I think, for year three. So this might be right after. Again, what's cool with this is that again, like when you said something about
Yeah, but
Superman,
year three is Teen Titans 60 and 61.
and then 65 is only Faces Dying.
No,
Well, I don't know.
I think 60 and 61 are the George Perez covers, right? I mean, that's the cover of the trade.
Yeah, right,
That's the
right,
only
right,
place dying,
right.
which they made, an oversized album of the George Perez. George Perez has a nice art set of all those covers, all the Lonely Place Dying covers,
Yeah, that's dope.
and year three stuff.
Metamorpho, metamorpho, metamorpho. I don't know where this cover's from. It's a Brian Bolland cover, it says. But that's weird.
Oh, it's
That's like a
new,
G. Yeah, but it says like G2326. I don't know. It's confusing.
or is that
But
six at 6/23/26? Meaning like he drew it in June.
oh yeah, maybe. But the G. But this that is a like a publication code. I feel like when you see the
Oh,
old comics. We might be right. Yeah.
it could be.
Anyway, but yeah, this is also really fun here. Batman Outsiders 1 and 2, 16, 19, 24, 25, Outsiders, World's Finest, Brave and the Bold, first issue special 3K, Who's Who update. Okay. That's fucking cool, dude. 500 pages, $40. Cool. Kryptonite Connection, which is action. They don't put the years here. They put the years when it publishes, but that's through Secret Origin, Amazing World Superman 1, or a Comic Scenes 185. What is that? Again, they're the people that are putting these together are pretty that's pretty fun. Art Thief, Gil Kane, everybody. Comic Tropes this week has a story about Art Thief, and Gil Kane is shouted out a few
Oh,
separate times.
did you see who else was blamed? It was like, was it Len Wein and Marv Wolfman?
Yes, there apparently, yeah, apparently there was a hotel room situation where they had like just like stacks and stacks and stacks of art at us. Comic-Con, I forget where San Diego. It wasn't San Diego, but it was like it was far away from everyone. And when asked, they just conveniently forget. They don't know. Uh,
Legally speaking, they're in the right because Marvel back then and DC thought they owned the art.
mhm, right.
But on a heart level, like how could you do that to your artist friends is like to me it's just beyond.
Yeah, I mean, probably a lot. They probably needed drugs. They love drugs. There might have been
Maybe.
a lot of drugs needed. Great guppies. I think it's funny that Aqualad here is like he's like such the Robin, right? Great
Yeah.
guppies. That's so funny. But again, here, like they're doing a good job collecting peripheral things. Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, like they just have Aquaman stuff. Nick Cardy, Ramona Fradon, great. That sounds great. Get your balance going. This is 54 to 71. Catwoman 100, or Catwoman 1
1
million.
million.
Plus, here's your fourth world remapping. So this also has the appearances around that with Supergirl. They've never been reprinted, the Superman's girlfriend. So the remapping here, I think, is really great. The Western, I think this is like kind of all the Jonah Hex stuff through.
Yeah, I think we did talk about this one.
Yeah, yeah, I think they did. Yeah, that's coming out in December, but just like awesome. And there is a romance one that's popping up, but I didn't cover that. That's it for me. I can jump over to your Pitif,
All right.
Rob, producing Rob. Yeah, and he switched, so we're gonna switch it. Where's my share? Here we
Ah, here we
go.
go.
Dark Knight.
Zach
I can't do it, dude. You go ahead. I can't even
He's
say this out
Zack
loud.
Snyder. Zack Snyder was seen on the Warner Brothers studios, the lots on the offices or whatever. So every douchebag online was like, "Oh, he's back! Oh, if you James Gunn, whoever you like better, that's great on you." But then he goes on to talk about Dark Knight again, how he feels like Dark Knight is the movie he didn't get a chance to make. He has it all, it's storyboarded, it's written, it's casted. It's just a matter of getting the green light to go. It's like, dude, you shouldn't have given us that piece in Batman. Batman v Superman shouldn't exist. First off, I've always said that.
Mhm.
I've always felt like you should have given us another Man of Steel movie. You should have given us a Batman movie. They shouldn't. You shouldn't have had them fight.
You shouldn't have had Doomsday in it. You
You
shouldn't
shouldn't
have
have
had,
Doomsday in it.
yeah.
I would say you should have had Wonder Woman in it, except for, that led to something pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, her appearance is awesome. It's awesome in the
But
appearance coming in, but it
but
also makes no fucking sense. They're like,
she
"This is
could
it.
have
I
been
thought she was with
just in
you." Bad joke.
she could have just been in Man of Steel too,
Right.
and you could have put Green Lantern or anybody in a Batman movie at the end, like. So yeah, Batman v Superman. I never loved that idea. I feel like that was pushed on him. To be honest with you, I feel like that was a Warner Brothers mandate.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right because they're like, we got to rush this. We got to get JLA going. Avengers came out. We got to go.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
So,
what was the tagline? Was it Dawn of Justice?
yeah, yeah,
Ugh,
Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
ugh,
So
terrible.
memorable. We had to really think about it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we had to be like,
I Here's
hmm,
the thing, man. The first trailer to that movie, not great. Then we get the Star Wars trailer, and we're like, "What Star Wars trailer?" And then he gives us a second Batman v Superman trailer, and it's incredible. It's just the most. It's like the best trailer he'd done since the first Watchmen trailer.
right.
So this is really like non-news. It's like interesting. Hey, everyone, it is what it could be. If it happens, all right. If it doesn't happen, all right.
Yeah, in the same vein, I think it's really weird that like I think there's a local comic book day variant. I didn't cover because I thought it was odd, but they're putting out Watchmen #1 for the millionth time, and then they have like a cover of the Watchmen cut. Like they have a cover of the Watchmen movie, like promoting the go watch the Watchmen movie, or maybe there's a code for a digital. I think that's what it is. I think there's a code for the digital stream. If you buy the comic, you can watch Watchmen. Like which version? #1. And then there's a V for Vendetta cover that is like it's almost like a silhouette cover of the movie. And then same thing, a digital code of like you can watch V for Vendetta. I was like, yo, you guys are still fucking
Yeah.
milking that. Don't
Aren't they
like,
just both on HBO Max?
well, just sell it again. Give me, well, they like I need another copy of Watchmen 1.
Hey, guess who is getting another copy of Watchmen 1?
You are
This
foiled again.
they
You've been foiled again. Here's a better scan. There's a better res, rather.
better res, better quality, little corner
Yeah.
box artwork. This is the original Spawn from 1977. Marcus showed that.
Yeah.
And
First issue. Did he like paste that in?
if he
He
yeah, it looks like
did.
there's
I
white
mean,
out.
yeah.
It looks like there's something. Looks like he tried to write it and then he whited it out and then he like, went and typed it up somewhere
Yeah. That's
and
fun,
put
man.
it on
That's
maybe.
he's doing production. So this is what I didn't see. Yeah, this is him fucking with it, you know.
Yeah, he inks a copy of it and then
He extra Kirby dots it. Extra Kirby dots.
he loves Kirby, man.
I
Remember
can do this for an hour.
he pushed for Image to be Kirby Comics Presents Spawn. Like he wanted to do instead of Stan Lee Presents Kirby Presents. I'm
The
glad
first issue is that the first issue dedicated?
probably.
I think so. I think that's about right. What's this, Rob?
This this is a Chromium poster that actually exists out in the world. I don't own it, but it's Aaron Weisenfeld, I believe,
Hmm.
who we had just talked about earlier. So I had never heard this poster, didn't know it existed. I didn't know that Glory Chromium poster existed that I showed off a couple months ago.
Yeah. Who drew the Glory one? Was it
Glory one's
Diodato?
Diodato.
Oh,
This is Aaron Weisenfeld. There's a Jim Lee Wildcats Chromium, but it's the Wildcats Adventures
it's the
style,
animated.
so it's
Yeah.
not great. And then there's a J. Scott Campbell Gen 13, that's pretty sweet. And then there's a cool Simon Bisley Deathblow Chromium poster that also glows in the dark.
That was the
The
that was
Halloween
the
Wildstorm.
Halloween. Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah,
to think what that was called. Yeah, Chamber
yeah.
of Horrors or something like that.
Right. But it glows in the dark
Um,
and it's chromium. That's awesome.
Glow in the dark. Two of your favorite things, glow in the dark and chromium. And then there's the Creed poster, which I'm trying to buy off AK back because it used to be on eBay for too much, and then I've followed it for years. I never get alerts for it ever. I've never seen it. It was always like 150 bucks, 130 bucks, and I
Yeah.
didn't buy it, and I still want that very bad. Foiled again. Rob's foiled again, everyone.
Here we go. I just happened to get this one in a deal. So I'm it's not really not like a big fan of it, but it's cool. It's like the Superman poster from 1978. The comic is actually 1978 Superman.
I'd say #1.
But yeah, Chris
Er,
Sprouse insides, but it's cool. It's nice. It's foil. Wish it was hollow foil, but it's still cool.
Foiled again.
Superman number, I don't know, 28, I think. It's on the
Mhm.
back. But it's Dan Moore foil. I wasn't going to get these, but I just kind of I just more and more love Dan Mora. So I'm like, you
More
know
and
what?
more, I love Dan Mora.
I figure if he does a foil cover, maybe I'll get it. Issue 28. Look at that. So
Yeah, it's nice.
that's
7.99.
cool. And as always, they're in a Mylar bag and a clear backing. Another. This is the second Dan Mora.
Yeah, it's what
Superman foil
20.
cover.
It's
Forget
30.
30. Yeah, I think I need 29 still. I just got to keep an eye out for it. Not expensive. Not really valuable. Just neat. Neat to get.
Yeah, his stuff goes well. I think. Oh, I didn't know they made a foil. This was oh, they made a
This,
back-to-back foil.
yeah.
I got a
This is
copy of
the
this really cheap somewhere. I got it in one of I think it was one of Rich's boxes, and it was a signed version of this. Like it has signatures all
this
over the place on it.
this book. First off, it's great. It's thick as hell. It's so much good Jurgens artwork. It's the 30th anniversary of the Reign of Superman, or Return of Superman, which is Reign of Superman, whatever. So like, it's great, and the paper's good. It's not glossy
Hmm.
stock. It's like a matte stock.
Yeah, yeah.
Still, so it's not like newsprint, but it's like still it's better than newsprint, but not as crappy as glossy.
Eleven
It
dollars.
yeah. So
That's interesting. It's Elizabeth Brightweiser colors. That's interesting.
now I got to now since I got this cheap, I got to get the 30th anniversary of Death of Superman foil.
I should have bought that
So
coffin, dude. I'm so mad I didn't buy that coffin. The coffin on online now
yeah,
is a lot. It's expensive.
it's like HasLab Unicron.
Yeah, it's real expensive, but that's okay. Ooh, this looks
Yay.
good. This looks good in foil, dude.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, the thing is, Golden Age and Silver Age was the first things I loved in foil. Like they look neater to me. And this, of course, Justice League America 21, first Silver Age Justice Society, Crisis on Earth 1. Now, Flash had already met Golden Age Flash by this point. That happened first, and this happened after it. Hopefully they do part two. Back cover
Oh,
and
that
foil
looks
looks
good
awesome.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Now,
cool ad.
just know people, I have clear backings in these.
Yeah, who
Clear.
makes these? Oh, shit, that looks good too.
Hold on a second, I can tell you.
This came out this week,
These
right? The
are
Adventure
these are
247.
these are
What a
Diamond
great cover,
Defense.
dude.
These are Diamond Defense invisible backer boards. They're pretty good,
Look at you.
and they're pretty cheap.
That's fucking sealed. You're like, I bought a case of that shit.
I
That's
I
that's commitment. You're committed to being foiled again. Everybody's been foiled
I
again.
I got like 120 foil comics right now.
Hey man, this is like American Idol. This is like the first it's like the first the what was it, the chair or whatever. Like you know what I mean?
All
Like
right, right,
it's
right.
yes or no. That's a long
You're
time
just
ago.
your power is just too ordinary.
Yeah, but well, continuity wise, isn't that like? But I think later they're just like when he shows up. I think that they've changed the continuity here though, right? Because then later when they show up, they're like, you're the reason all this we're here. You're the reason for all this. You're the inspiration to all this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this is I don't know. I've never read this. Oh, this is big, right? This is a big fucker.
Oh, this is huge. This is treasury size.
Yeah, give me that shit. This is where they got to lean in and do stuff like this, man. That is that's cool, man.
And the book works great. It's I sat there,
$20. Yeah,
dude. I sat there and read this whole thing. By the way, I read every one of these books I get. They're great.
you
They're
go back
awesome.
in time.
The paper is like a high deluxe newsprint. Dogs
Got to
drive
go
me
back
crazy.
in time. Huey Lewis, ampersand the news. When? Oh, I didn't know when they did. When did they do this?
Just like a month or two ago.
Hmm. The new Otley?
Uh, yeah, new Otley cover. Yeah, I guess Invincible months. They probably did it in March. They did a couple reprints. Yeah, Invincible team up, Invincible.
Super 7 has
Get
a Battle
distracted.
Beast, but they have a green blood variant. Did you see that? It's like a
No.
splatter all over them. It's like it makes it look a little better because I don't really love the face that Super 7 did on that Battle Beast,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I did see that toy, but I
with
haven't seen
green
the.
blood all over them, I'm like, yeah, give me that green blood. So that's
Yeah,
good. Was that, I guess, just one side?
yeah, just one side. The other side wasn't even foiled.
316.
This is again. This is Panini, so it's in Italian. It's actually Amazing Spider-Man 316, but it's a foil cover. Marvel's losing out. I don't know why Marvel's not
Why? Yeah.
doing these.
What are you talking? Yeah. Why is that not?
I would buy every Image artist. I would buy every Marvel comic they ever did in a foil cover.
You could do every issue of McFarlane. You can do, what is it, 20 issues? It's like only 20 issues maybe, max. 298 through. He didn't do all these. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it's
No,
around 25 issues of amazing.
right,
El
fine,
Quinto Mundo. It's $500 MN. Jesus, that's expensive. What is this?
right.
What is the translation of this? What is the conversion? How much
Yep,
does this
I have no.
cost? Basically. Actually, you don't even know.
This, no, I don't even know. I don't even know what it costs because
Right.
it cost me a
You
couple
paid
bucks
20
extra because it's
bucks,
rare.
something like that. What'd
Probably,
you pay?
yeah, yeah, $20 because it had to be imported. But El Quinto Mundo. How awesome is this though?
I've never seen this cover. I've never fucking seen this cover.
What the
That's
actual
crazy.
cover?
I've never seen this cover.
That's insane. I was like,
Rob, you're screwing everything up.
my
Now I
my
gotta
daughter has
edit.
friends over and then didn't do anything about it, and then the dogs just go nuts.
Oh, that's all right in here. It's good.
Good.
I've no,
So
I've never seen this cover because you got to remember that a lot of these Marvel tales. And wait, was there a corner box and they just don't have the corner box?
yes, there is a quarter box. I know. I will when I eventually post all these one day to wherever decide to post them. I am going to do that. I'm going to put like this up. If I have the original art, if I have a copy of the UPC, get the UPC. This is a collaboration between Panini and Big Time Collectibles.
Hmm.
They're the ones who did the Incredible Hulk cover. But yeah, McFarlane probably did at least 10 to 15 Marvel Tales covers.
Yeah, I collected them when because I got the X-Men ones. I got the couple of those that were there, the Beast one, and so I remember some of them, and I
The
got
Beast,
them
I
at
think the
Walden
Beast one's
Books.
like almost like the last one.
Yeah, yeah, I got it when it was over, and then it went to like Marshall Rogers. You're like, oof, no, thank you.
I think Perez did one or two, and then Marshall Rogers. But then a year later, you get two Sam Keith ones that are great.
Hmm.
You get like a Joe Mad one at one point. Or no, that was Spider-Man Classics. My bad.
Yeah,
Let
yo,
me
really
run that
hilarious that
back.
like the Marshall Rogers issue of G.I. Joe is worse. Like it's so funny that that's the one they went with. They're like, McFarlane, this sucks. Then they hire Marshall Rogers to do like a job. He does it in like 2, 3 days and it sucks. It's worse. And then
Yeah,
they print that one. So way to go. Who did the cover for that? Who did the cover for uh the the
the
cover
Marvel.
of that G.I. Joe special?
The G.I. Joe special is the one that
Robert
reprints
Brown?
the McFarlane.
Yeah.
No, you know who it is because I thought it was Andrew Wildman for a minute, and you're like, no, it's so and so, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, it's
and now you
John.
forget.
I don't remember. Yeah, that was John Cleary or it's like one of those
No,
guys.
nope, it's not one of the guys we know. It's like somebody,
Yeah.
not one of those guys.
Phil
Um,
Gozier. Might have been Phil. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
maybe,
I'll pop it.
maybe
Accident, but I won't.
you
Here
won't.
we go. Liefeld.
Yeah,
Whoa.
he
100
gold foil.
convention.
Yeah, gave me a gold foil. Yeah, he just kind of gave this to me for helping him out. He's like, here you go. I'm like, I'll take it.
Exclusive. Exclusive.
It is. It
Is
is
that the
exclusive.
metal one
It's not
or no?
metal. It's just gold foil.
Looks good. Looks good. Gold foil.
That's pretty cool. Got blue foil on the back. This is, of course,
Holofoil.
hollow. You know it. Shaft hollow foil.
What issue is that?
This
100. Hundo.
this is 100. They're all 100. This is for Third Eye Comics down in Baltimore. This was their exclusive cover. They had a regular cover and then
Exclusive.
the foil cover too.
Holofoil.
And then
Exclusive. Jaboy.
my boy, Die Hard. This is the Hot Flips Long Island Convention exclusive cover.
You got
And there's
no signatures.
no because I don't like signatures covering up art.
You got room on this.
He,
Get a green. Get a
he,
greenie.
he doesn't care. You'll point out like, oh, okay, so I wanted to show you, and here's what I mean. So I have this big Treasury size Youngblood comic. I love it. I had him sign the inside. And guess what? That silver marker he has is gorgeous. It's almost like a layer of paint on this thing. It looks really good.
Yeah, man.
So
Whoa.
I this is something. Look at that signature. Now, this is a Youngblood. This is the Maximum Edition hardcover. It takes the first issue. He wanted to make it like a European hardcover design, like a
Mm,
novel, graphic novel over there, an album, so to speak. And he called it the Maximum Edition, which is something I really feel he should call all his oversized hardcovers. Because, own that name, like Maximum Press, Maximum Edition.
right.
It's a smart move. Um, but yeah, I wanted him to sign this. I wanted him to do the Liefeld chisel, and I wanted him to put it in the old Liefeld banner. And
Right,
it's
right, right.
it, it's a really good paint marker. So I don't know if I ever showed you the insides of this. If I showed you, I at least didn't show
The
our audience
world.
of the
Our
few dozen people.
audience.
So he
AKA
did
Pat.
this for did a quick bad rock for me one year, which is great. It's cool. Combat, even better.
I
That's
like
a
it.
really
It's like
awesome
it's like
combat.
Sharpies down here. That's neat. You know,
Yeah, Cougar, great. He never really
Cable's
does Cougar.
son. You mean
Cable,
Cable's
Cable Son Cougar,
Tyler? You mean Tyler?
and my boy Die Hard.
Jaboy.
So, and I said to him, I said, I wish there were more blank pages in this. He goes, yeah. He goes, could have just got all the members of Youngblood. I'm like, yeah, that would have been like phenomenal.
Just have to get a tip in.
I'll
Look at
just,
that. You
I'll
can
just
see the
keep, yeah,
binding. Just like
yeah.
glue it in there.
I got my toy. I ordered one of them, but I wanted to compare it to the old one. And there's things like this new one. It's very durable. It's very posable. But I think I like the way the other one looks better, as far as like the colors. Maybe I don't like the shine on the new one. I think the blue stripe down the middle might be a little too
It's too skinny.
narrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
too skinny. It's still a great toy, but like I don't know. I think I like. I don't like the shininess. If they put out another one that's a little more matte, a little darker, maybe I'd buy it and then sell this one. But it's cool to
Place
get a
of
direct.
birth's classified.
But McFarlane's, that's the pose. There's nothing else you could do with it.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
McFarlane's,
It's almost like a
and
PVC. You
it's
know what I
almost,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. You know what's funny is that I didn't cover it, but I at Target the other night I got a Godzilla transforming egg. I put it on my Instagram, but um I bought the Flash. I bought the Mattel one. So next week I'm gonna do an unboxing I think video,
All right.
but it's 12.99, man. I can't deal with these 34.99 $40 fucking McFarlane figures. So the figure that the Flash is, it's like the price point's really good. I don't like the way that the logo looks, but like it looks like a good fucking figure. So I'm just like, you couldn't do it in the middle. I saw this guy on Instagram today lose his fucking mind because they haven't made a Robin and they just made a Tim Drake, or no, they made a Dick Grayson Robin, and it's a McFarlane Gold exclusive for $40 through his web store, which has a really bad shipping policy or whatever. So he's like, I gotta spend like $60 on this fucking Robin. It's not bigger or better than a 20 $30 like it should be $20, not maybe I guess 30, not 35. But he has to pay it's like 40 because it's gold. I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know what that means. You know what I mean? And then you can only get it through his web store. That's it. You got to pay his bad shipping. So, yeah, I don't and how much and what was it? This is a loose collector? Is that right?
Yeah. So a little bit more.
Like
Yeah.
$70, like $65,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, I
I
don't
did
remember.
see a better Prophet figure, but I didn't get a chance to really stare at it. They have better pictures up of McFarlane's Prophet toy. The thing is, this Die Hard toy, like Loose Collector did a Blood Wolf and Blood Strike Cabot, and they
Yeah, I
looked
think they look better
amazing.
than this. Yeah, I think they look
I think,
like triple like yeah. This is fine.
yeah, that's fine.
I don't think it's $65 worth fine.
No, no, that's
Something
fine. We'll
went
do
wrong.
this. Something went wrong. We'll do it again. We know to start a Blood Strike next week.
Blood Strike. All right, everyone. So we'll see everyone next week. I know we went long, but we just so my consensus is Bob Harris is the creator of cable. Just
That
kidding.
is a bad consensus.
That's a
So
bad hot take. Bob Harris is
listen,
responsible for all of it.
here's what it goes. Live Oak created cable.
But
Other people may have helped along the way.
Liefeld did not connect it. No connection. There's no connect. He says he doesn't like the Summers connection. He didn't want it. Said no. So you can't go back now and be like, oh, I meant that to be a thing. So that's what I'm saying. So you say what you want, and that's what we'll do. So we'll see everyone next week. Enjoy all of it. Put in comments what you think happened, what you believe, retro continuity, and we'll see everyone real soon.
All right.